I just have to pull up the chat on my laptop so I can see what people are saying. But you're live, Peanut, Dylan.
One, Dylan's in the building. The Lions again. Say what's up to everybody, D.
Dylon.
Dylan. Dylan, who called you? Who called you that? Wolf?
Wolf started it.
Wolf is freaking crazy.
Dylan.
You read his
Jesus
name in
caught
chat
on to
like
it.
that's how it looks. Like, dude, really?
Dylan. Dylan. He was so mad. He was like, "Wait a minute, that's not your name." He said, "I've been calling you that for like 3 years."
That shit was hilarious. That night in chat is probably the best night ever. The draft chat. Oh,
It was hilarious.
Hall of Fame.
I want to start this off by saying first, I don't know too much about politics, but what's wrong with Trump? Like, he is out of his mind. Like, he has no care in the world. I thought it was funny how some news reporters, like, as he was talking, they had nothing to say because they were so surprised by what he said. I thought it was hilarious. They were really dumbfounded. Like, one guy was like, "What? Wait a minute. What did he say?" And he's live. I thought. Oh God, Dylan, you like him? What's wrong with him?
He's just a racist and a bigot. Everybody loves that. Great presidential candidate.
But it's crazy how people are like surprised, but like honestly, it's kind of like something Dylan said in the chat.
I saw it and I just nodded my head like he's right.
Forever, because this is not even a surprise. I guess they thought he was going to calm down being president, but he does not care. He's been rich from the beginning. This is what got him into office. This is what got him into fame. He can do whatever he wants. He grabs him by the pussy, as he says. So like, he doesn't care. Like, this is the people. This is the guy the people wanted. I don't know how he won, but he won. But yeah, I honestly don't think he's going to get impeached. Everybody keeps saying that. He's not going to get impeached. He's going to do his 4 years, and I think it's terrible.
It's going to be hilarious if he gets reelected. That's going to be...
You really think he has a shot? Do you really think he has a shot now?
He shouldn't, but that doesn't matter because I can't...
You're right.
I can only account for myself. I can't account for millions of other people.
You're right. Because he shouldn't have had a shot the first time. You're right. But what about the people that supported him even leaving him? Like, a lot of people in government is giving up their position.
It's awkward at work, I can tell you that. My executive director, he's a heavy Trump supporter, and not even so much Republican, but Trump. And
okay,
because like I don't know if we've had this discussion on podcasts. I'm sure I'll hear about it later. But to me, politics, a lot of people view politics as either or. I view it as a spectrum. And I may fall more on the liberal side, but there's things in the conservative side that I agree with. And it's like, sometimes it's really hard having conversations with people that are on both sides that are all the way at the extreme because like there is no there's no conversation. They don't hear you, and it's you can't do anything with those kind of people.
Nope, there's no in between. It's either you're with me or you're against me. You can't talk to those type of people. And you said you're more on the liberal. I'm more so on the I don't care because I think they're all liars anyway, and it's like, but I get that people tell me that's not a good thing to have because you should care, but they don't care about the little people. Like maybe that's I don't know. They just I don't get when people like you said. I don't get how people go that hard for them. Like you said,
when they don't care about you.
There's no reason with them. There's no logic.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you can have all the facts in the world and they'll just look at you like you're stupid.
You know what really made me think about that? What you said earlier. Of course, everyone I'm sure has heard about Colin Kaepernick. earlier when he said that he didn't vote and people were getting on his case about that, like I really sat there and thought about it. Like, is that really such a bad thing? Because what are you really voting for? Like, I feel like that. I mean, I vote myself. Like, I understand what people say. Like, you want to have a voice, but sometimes it's not being heard anyway. So, like, what am I really voting for? You know?
And to second on what you said, I guess going backwards, I don't care about him kneeling. That's his right. Like even like him not voting, people are so judgmental. They don't even see it. Like one, he like you said, what is he voting for? Two, if he doesn't want to vote, he doesn't have to vote. But kneeling for the national anthem, I don't even get the big word about that. I don't understand that. I didn't understand when he was doing it, and it was so much backlash about it. Like, if
Agenda.
I don't know, I just don't. Some things Americans do, I just don't understand. I'll put it like that.
You know what's weird? I wanted to say this in chat, but I didn't because I just didn't want. Like, it was just one of those days I really didn't feel like. I didn't want to argue. I went to WrestleMania twice. I've been to playoff games in all of the big four sports. And I don't see when I go, and this isn't just recently, this is before any of, the Kaepernick stuff. You know how many sporting events I go to? I go to Raw and SmackDown. You know how many times I see people walking around during the national anthem and sitting like they, like, as Americans, don't care about it, but now because it's something that people are upset about now,
They care.
now everyone cares. So I'm like,
Okay.
I don't understand it. Like, because I go to WrestleMania, people overseas coming to the U.S. for this event are standing for the national anthem. Yet I'm watching people of my own country in line taking a shit, talking on the phone to people, talking to their kids or whatever, talking to people behind them during the national anthem. It's like, so I don't understand. Whatever. This is making me mad thinking about this shit all over again. Sorry. Feel free to chime in if you want, Dylan. You're our guest.
What do I got? What am I doing?
Oh God, are you deaf?
Oh no, Peter just said that the video is like proving the racism.
Excuse me?
Peter, you started the show. You were like, since Dylan said he was being racist from the beginning.
Yeah, I was adding that you were talking about from the beginning.
No, that was sarcasm.
No, I'm dead. That wasn't sarcasm.
Watch the video, Peter.
No, I didn't watch the video.
Yeah, no, you gotta watch the video.
Oops, I just strolled through
it. You gotta watch it.
I didn't actually click on it.
Well,
I did that. That's awkward.
I tried to tell you in chat.
Oh, you did?
I was trying to tell you, like, don't get into that.
Oh, I didn't read that.
That's cool. Well, we can have the awkward segue here then. So, Dylan, I don't know if you heard about my interesting last 24 hours.
What happened, Sam?
So,
he got married.
Did he really?
No.
Yeah, congratulations.
No way. Attaboy, Sammy.
I'm not marriage material right now.
Oh, damn. I thought you finally found the one.
I did.
Why you gotta do me like that, Peanut?
So, we got a new hire at work.
Oh, God.
Got a new hire at work. She seemed like a cool chick. And then I saw her eat. I saw her eating breakfast yesterday.
I was in chat for that. Never mind. I know what you're talking about.
You saw the picture.
I was there for that.
What are your thoughts on that?
One before Sammy go.
What happened? Okay.
Sam, he for those who don't know, Sam is gonna let y'all know what the picture was. But whoever's in chat who's able to listen live, I want y'all to throw into the comment section the weirdest thing that y'all eat either something together or maybe something on something or something that you know a family or friend eats that freaks you out or it's kind of gross. But so Sam, let them know what your coworker was eating.
But no, are those hot dogs cooked?
No, they weren't
No.
She
cooked.
eats raw dick.
Those were raw.
Oh,
Them were raw.
Raw.
I mean they're pre-cooked, but that's still gross. Is that cheese?
So,
She can use the hot dogs as like chopsticks, make it like an Asian dish.
Z said that she could cut a hole in them and you suck the milk through it like a straw. Oh my
That would
god.
actually look like she's sucking dick. I don't think she wants to do that.
What's the
Oh.
cheese for though?
The
Language.
You didn't see the
God damn it.
sound.
People. Language.
um,
Somewhat under control. The picture though
basically,
is the
Sam
picture.
coworker. So those who didn't see the picture, Sam's coworker for breakfast had a bowl of Cheerios. Fine, she was eating it, getting her breakfast on. But the problem is, in the middle was 2 hot dogs, in the not on the side. Not like she was gonna eat the cereal and have hot dogs on the side. There were 2 raw hot dogs straight out the refrigerator, out of the package, in the cereal. And not only that, there's a whole thing of cheese on the side.
It's just gross. There's no explaining. So I got the explanation today. I don't know if it makes it any better. Like I can't look at her the same. Like I honestly just don't look at her the same. Um. Oh God.
I just want to know what her shit looks like. That's disgusting.
I don't think anyone wants to know.
And just to clarify things, this wasn't a mistake because not only was it today, Sam shows us another one.
Yeah,
She follows this up with frosted flakes with some cheese in it, some blocks of cheese and her frosted flakes, just to make sure everybody knows she does this. Like she wanted to clarify, yeah, I do this.
So a couple of things. One, she likes cheese. I think we have that
Clearly.
established.
Clearly,
That is her favorite food. Two,
great, cool.
she tries to eat cheese with as many meals as possible. So the way that she does it is she pours the cereal, then she puts the cheese on top, and then she pours the milk. She does this with only will do this with certain cereals though. So I had to ask, like, okay, like, well, what kind of cereals are you eating? 'Cause I mean, it's already like, I mean, come on, that's already nasty as it is. Like, I can understand Cheerios, you want to add some flavor, because, I mean, I had Cheerios growing up. It's not exactly the most flavorful cereal in the world. But, like, are you going to be eating, like, Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops and Fruity Pebbles with this, too? Like, are you eating, like, Lucky Charms? You have cheese with marshmallows? Like, what are you doing with this? But she only would do it for whole grain cereals. Not that it makes, like I said, not that it makes it any better. But yeah, when I saw it today, like I just walked out the room. Like I had to go in the lab. Like, what are you gonna do in the lab? Like, I don't know. I'll find something to do. Like, I can't be in the room while she's eating this. You guys should not be okay with this. Don't want to discriminate, but
I would have threw that cereal right on the floor. I would have had to call maintenance for me. I might have got fired that day because it would have been on the floor. You're not bringing that. You better eat that at home. Don't bring that. Don't bring that to the office. Don't bring that to the office.
And then the worst part is she got like super pissed with me, and I could understand why she did, but you know, I had to ask her. I'm like, well, you say you have kids, right? I mean, is this what your kids are eating too? And then she got like hella defensive there, but
Good.
I mean, I'm serious, like, because if your kids are eating that too, I'm kind of looking at you like,
Well, my biggest thing is on that you got to learn to laugh. You gotta learn to laugh at yourself. You can't take yourself so serious. Even if I was eating something retarded and you asked me something like that, I mean, you laugh. You know, there's no reason to be mad. You did not offend her kids. You didn't offend her. It's just awkward. That's weird. So stop showcasing it often. If you don't want nobody ask you that, stop being proud of it. Because if you're not proud of it, then hide it. It's only food. Be like, yeah, my kid eat this, and laugh. Get over it. Get over yourself. But so we're talking about weird food. So I have to chime in on something weird that I eat, and people make fun of me about. So whenever my mom or somebody makes a pan of macaroni and cheese, so everybody's eating, and I always give me a nice big plate. I love macaroni and cheese too. I don't even get nothing else with it. I just get a whole plate of macaroni and cheese, and then I could grab a bottle of ketchup, pour it all over it, and then and people look at me like I'm crazy. I think it's so good though. Don't knock it until y'all try it. I know y'all gonna be judging me, but don't knock it until y'all try it because it's delicious. I lie to you not. And something weird that a family member of mine eat is my little sister. She eats spaghetti and she puts sugar on it. I just don't understand it. I'm
what?
like, what do you
Sugar?
Yeah, I don't know. She makes it sweet. She dumps sugar on her spaghetti. I never even tried it, and I don't want to try it because I don't. It's like I don't know what she's eating a candy bar or something. She dumps sugar on her spaghetti. So
that is different. I've never heard that.
I never seen it. I know she was the first. It was random. I was like, wait a minute, what are you doing to your spaghetti? I'm shocked. I wasn't even sure it was spaghetti. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? She's like, it's so good. So, as I said, I'm not letting anybody go farther because everybody has something weird. So, Sam, you enlighten us on something weird that you eat. Everybody has something. I put myself out there. Go ahead, Sam.
God, Sean, I hope you don't hear this because I know you're gonna judge the hell out of me when I get, because I know how much you like sushi. If I get sushi to go, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when I go home, I'll put mustard on sushi. And I hate mustard, but with sushi, it tastes okay, and I like it. I mean, I don't do it all the time. Like, I'll never do that out in public, and I don't do it all the time when I bring it home. But sometimes when I'm at home, I just let me throw a little mustard on it, and it's all right.
So, Dylan,
I got nothing, dude.
And I see
don't do that.
One of my friends.
I don't have anything. Ketchup on steak, maybe. Ketchup on fish.
No, ketchup on fish.
Ketchup on
steak, I never heard. Usually people put A1 sauce.
Well, no, like ketchup on steak. That's just like a rude thing. If someone makes a shitty steak and you put ketchup on it for flavoring, it's like your steak blows. It's not bad though. Like if you go to a restaurant and do it, the manager will come around. He'll be like, "Is something wrong with your steak?" It's not bad. It's like your ketchup on mac and cheese. You got to give it a try.
Yeah,
Ketchup goes with anything.
Ketchup goes with everything, man. It's like that is the best. I can't even. I get tongue tied. I can't say this word. Condiment. There you go. It's the best condiment ever. I love ketchup.
I would agree.
What about a family or friend, Dala?
Dude, I can't think of anything.
Nothing at all?
No, ketchup on steak's all I got.
I got one.
What you about to say, Sam?
One of my friends who, I went to San Diego State, and we have a pizza place, a local pizza place on campus that you could use your meal plan with, and dude, like, I've just never seen anything like it because it's just weird. Because I remember as a kid, the pizza tastes like shit at school, so you would just put a little salt on it, so it would kind of, not taste as bad. Cause I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of tastes like cardboard. But that's what you had to eat at school, unless, mom made you lunch. And this guy would make it rain, like it's snowing salt on his pizza. Like he'd go buy the pizza and then he'd go over there and like grab a napkin and stuff, and he just like I'm telling you, just like killing the salt shaker on the pizza, and he'd eat it, and it's like, dude, it tastes fine. Like it just looks like it's just a layer of snow on your pizza. And even if we would go get pizza,
I'm
like
not a
if
big
we got
salt
pizza
person.
in the dorms, he would take his share of the pizza all at once so he could put salt on it so it wouldn't get on anyone else's.
I'm not a big salt guy. I don't understand the whole salt thing. I don't know why. I just don't like the taste of it.
Hmm.
I've never been a salt person.
Salt on rice?
I don't put anything on rice.
No.
I mix it with my food.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
That
Yeah, that's
reminds
what
me.
I do. I can't eat plain rice by itself. I mix it
Yeah,
with
Yeah, it
whatever,
yeah.
has to be with
whatever I'm
something.
eating with. Yeah,
Rice with salt is fine though. Like, I guess
I
that could
just
be
don't like.
weird.
I think that's weird. Actually,
Mhm.
It could
people
be.
but people eat put on salt on everything. I just don't like the taste of salt. I don't understand it. It's not. I don't. It's a weird taste to me.
Hmm. That made me think of something that Dylan had said about the steak. There's a place here. I don't know if it's a chain or if it's just like in SoCal or like Southwest. Morton's Steakhouse. I don't know if either of you guys have heard of that place.
What's it called?
Morton's.
Gordon?
Morton. Like Johnny
Oh,
Morton, the
what?
receiver. Yeah, Morton's Steakhouse.
Nah.
So there's a night at work, like our phone line went down. And we couldn't do shit because the way our job is, not to get too much into specifics, when someone dies, basically it has to be reported to not necessarily stat line, but that's who it is on, you know, at least most of the western half of the U.S. It gets reported to them, and then they kind of take it from there. Like I guess on our side, because organ donation, they have to call us and like we screen the person to see if they're eligible or not. And then we
Mm-hmm.
report back to the nurse, and then they do whatever they need to do from there. Um, but the phone lines were down, so we couldn't even be notified because we couldn't call anyone. So we couldn't get incoming calls. So it was a really weird night. It's like, well, they're trying to get the phone lines working. There's really nothing they can do, and there's like 5, 6 of us there. So the cool boss lady is like, you know what? We're all gonna go out and eat. It's on the job. Like we're gonna use a company car. Okay. So we go to this place. Now, I'm not very generous with other people's money. It's a stupid thing to be. But if someone else is paying, usually I try to get the cheapest thing on the menu because I don't want them to have to pay that much. If I'm dating you, that's different because I already overpaid for you to eat something somewhere else anyway, so I don't care. I get whatever I want. The
Nope.
cheapest steak
I'm
on that
actually
menu
the
was
same.
$70. And I was just sitting there like, fuck. So I ended up getting a steak that was $120. And I did not like it. And I didn't know what to do. Like everyone else is just having a good time and eating it, and I'm like, this tastes like shit. And I can't do anything because like it's $120. Like I feel like I have to eat it because it's so much. I just felt lost. I should have asked for ketchup. Most disappointing dinner I ever had.
Dylan said it was 100% right.
Yeah, you gotta show the guy up. Let him know his shit's bad. Take the ketchup.
The baked potato I think was like $25. Oh, that baked potato was so good. But in the back of my head, I was like, it better be because I'm like, that's just like 3 double combos at In-N-Out right there.
And Sam, what you just said, I'm actually the same way. If somebody else is paying for me, I look for the cheapest thing because I always feel terrible. Because usually when somebody's paying, they don't let you pay for your meal, and so you like, no, I got him. No, I got you. So I do because I feel terrible. And if we're dating, yeah, I don't care about you because I don't know why I feel like this is revenge. Because I'm like, yeah, you remember all them times I paid for you and you got something? Because I remember, this is funny. I go every time, I don't know why, I think this is bad, but every time I go on a date and I know I'm paying, I'm angry in my head. I don't know why, but I'm angry because I know I have to pay. So we go out or whatever. Because I remember I went out actually a week ago. She was like, where you want to go? She was asking me. I'm like, I don't care, even though I care because I was hoping it'd be like a local place, not a restaurant. I was hoping she'd be like, yeah, I want some Chinese food. I'm like, yes. But she's like, no, I want to go damn, okay. I'm kind of calculated in my head. So the first thing I do every time I get in a restaurant is I look through the whole thing menu. Not for me, it's just to see. I guarantee she's gonna order this $25 steak. And then she wants to get more. Like, cause what she got was some lobster thing. It was like
damn.
I don't. It was something, but they brought out. I'm not even gonna lie. They brought out a kid's size portion. I was so mad because I knew she was gonna have to get something else. Cause she smiled at me. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna still be hungry." Like, please, no, don't
Check,
do this
please.
to me.
Like, fuck it. Just get this shit to go.
Because I can't be like, no, fuck this. I don't want to pay. So I put on my little fake smile. And they're like, yeah, I know you're gonna still be home. Go ahead. And I'm basically encouraging her because I'm like, yeah, you can get something else because I know you still gonna be hungry. But in my head, I'm like, fuck that. Let's get out of here.
Dylan, I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna bring that up.
I'm like, Mickey, go ahead, Sam.
No, because I remember Dylan was so mad when I remember I was in the car. I think I was going, and that's bad because I should don't get me wrong. I take my job very serious, but I need to laugh about stuff. So a lot of times when I'm in the car, obviously I live in SoCal, I sit in traffic, and I remember I was going to the hospital to do a case that day. And Dylan talking about going to the Cheesecake Factory, and he was so mad.
That bitch. No.
Well, what happened?
I didn't. First of all, she ordered like a $30 fucking plate. I took that shit home. There was leftovers. Didn't finish. I took that shit home for myself. I was like, I said I'll pay for dinner one day. We go out. I'm expecting like normal $35, $40. It got doubled.
It does.
I just got paid.
Every time. It doesn't. It never fails. It never fails. You can never, because I'm fine with a $30 meal. Actually, I would accept that. It's that they go up and beyond. I'm telling you, I promise you not. They experiment on your dollar. They go for the highest, weird. She didn't know how to say the meal. I didn't know how to say the meal. She was like, "Ooh, you know it's bad." But she said, "Ooh, that sounds nice," because we never had it. I'm like, "No, it doesn't sound nice. Get the fucking steak. It's $12."
What the fuck? Okay. No, I feel you guys. There's a place downtown here. Went on New Year's. Was it last year? It was the year before last year. My boss let me off early. It's like, hey, I know that you're dating and I had to work Christmas. I didn't get to go home that year. So I worked Christmas and I was on call that week. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to let you off early. I'm going to give you a paid half day on New Year's so you can go out New Year's Eve. So we go to Bertrand at Mr. A's. I'm like, what the hell is this place? Like, first of all, I should have known when I didn't know the name. When I came out of there, the paycheck was so much, we didn't talk for 2-3 days. I'm not going to lie. I was mad as fuck. That bill was over $200. I was so mad when I saw that check. So mad.
And this is my question to you, Sam, and to you, Dylan. As this is going on, do y'all say anything, or is it just all mental?
No. You just brew and you get your revenge. I was just sitting there. I was like, I better get the best head of my life tonight.
It depends on the context. First of all, if it's a first date, I'm gonna be very. If
it's a first date, you Ray Rice that bitch.
No. Say that. Go ahead, Sam. Finish what you're saying. If it's the first date, what?
If it's the first date, I'm going to be paying very close attention to you for the next, our next times being around each other, because you're already on. Look, I know how much money I make. You should have an idea of how much money I make, and you know where we live.
No. If it's a first date,
I don't even care about first impressions.
I'm not sure. No, you had a budget. Because I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's the only time I'll be blunt and bald.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're on a first date, you can't be rude like that.
Fuck no. Now you're just being rude. No. If
we've been dating for a while, yeah, I'm gonna say something.
See,
like, so wait, we're going where? You know how much? Have you seen the menu? This is how much money I have. Oh, you get paid. I got bills. So this is what I can afford. So you need to work within that budget unless you're going to pay. Now, if you want to pitch in and pay too, then I'm all for it. I'm not going to keep footing the bills for you to eat like eat like for royalty, you know?
See, when you've been dating somebody for a while and they get you, you be like, you got the next one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or if you're like, hey, I've always wanted to go to this place. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I just wait, and I'm waiting for the next thing.
Sam, I can't take it. Wolf, I'm echoing hard. Wolf. Dang, your phone is working.
Cricket wireless, baby.
I can't even hear nobody talk. Wolf, I can't. I
gotta put the mute on.
I gotta mute you, man. Mute on. Dang, Wolf. That's ridiculous.
But I want to throw something in here. JB said it, child. I didn't forget you, Calvin. I'll get to you in a sec. I saw what you said. I'll make sure it's known when the time is right. JB said he's just tuning in, but per Peanut's request earlier, my weird food combo is chicken tenders or nuggets dunked in applesauce.
Applesauce, though? Okay. My question to you is, how did you come about this? Like, was this a mistake? Did you have applesauce one day and you dropped it on your plate, but you didn't want to get rid of your chicken tenders, so you ate it? Like, because I guarantee you, that doesn't sound as bad. That's something I would actually try. But it's like, how did you get to trying that?
True.
Because that's not that bad of a combo, but it's just weird as shit. I mean, I gotta stop cursing. That's just weird. I feel like you just dropped the jar of applesauce and you're like, oh God, I just bought these chicken tenders and I'm hungry. But Sam, what you were saying, that's funny because I'm telling you, honestly, I'm the exact opposite. First date, you're on a budget. And I'm more blunt because I don't care and I don't know where this is going. If we've been talking for a while, and that's when you can take advantage of me and I'll just eat it and I'll just be so mad. But yeah, first date, you're budgeted. I'm like, yeah, we can't, because I'll make decisions then. I don't really like making decisions. But if it's a first date, I'm like, yeah, we're going to go here. And I'll
McDonald's. First date, you're taking her to McDonald's.
I'm not going to go that blunt. No, you just asked for her to go home.
Alone. I don't know. My first date, sorry, Dylan. I really, really like the Cheesecake Factory, and also know how much stuff costs. So I have an idea of how much in my head, I have an idea of how much I'm gonna spend. The question is, I'm gonna pay for dinner, and then I'll pay for dessert. Don't get an appetizer, because then I'm just paying for you to have dessert just because you're not even gonna eat it. Like, you're just getting that to go. Like, no, don't do that to me.
Oh, God. I want to talk about appetizer, too. It's funny. One, don't get an appetizer. Two, look, I told y'all I went out a week ago, blah, 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 and she got the highest thing on the meal. She kept ordering shit. I got you not. I got an appetizer. It was the funniest thing because she said, as your meal? This was the host. And I was like, yes, I want the appetizer. Don't judge me. Oh, okay.
I'm not a 3-course meal guy. If I get the appetizer, I'm probably not gonna lie. I'm probably just gonna go straight to dessert afterwards. Because normally the appetizer is gonna be filling where I go. But if the intent is for me to get the meal, wait for you to bring us our food, have a nice conversation, get the dessert. The appetizer is
a trick because appetizers fill me up. I don't understand that. Like, I'm not no baller. Appetizers is a meal. Don't if I see an appetizer on special, it's a wrap. I'm not getting nothing else. How about they got that? They got that $5 appetizer. I'm good. That's it. They give you so much food on the appetizer. It's just a trick. Never order an appetizer unless that's your meal.
I'm not gonna argue that.
Oh, I got a funny. This might not be funny to y'all, but I found it funny.
Okay.
So, I took this morning. I took this girl to the hospital, or whatever. She had to get her blood drawn. So anybody who ever got blood drawn, it's not too long, but the only thing that can hold it up is a lot of people there, a long line. So we're driving there. My stomach's hurting. I'm not exactly sure why, but my stomach's hurting. So we get there, and I feel like I got the bubble guts. So we get to the hospital. It's empty. Nobody's there. It's like maybe 9 a.m. So she's going and getting registered in her insurance card and all that stuff. So I see the bathroom, and it's like the best day of my life. I'm like, yes, bathroom. So she gets done, and they call her in. So I'm like, oh, it's time for me to go. So I go in the bathroom, and it took me like it took me like 10 to 15 minutes. No lie, I don't like it. It kept coming. So I'm in the bathroom handling my business. It's funny because I left my keys on the counter too. I like the waiting room. Usually they got books and everything. I left them on the counter. I left my keys on the counter because I had to go bad, and I guess I wasn't thinking. Because at first when she was registering in, I was just sitting down looking at the magazine because I didn't want to just go straight to the bathroom. But when she went in, I went and I left my keys, not thinking because I had to go bad. So I come out. I come out there, and it was weird to me because I come out the bathroom. She sitting. It was so fast that I thought she was still in the thing. So she's sitting in my seat with my keys in my hand, and what made it funny is I had this weird smirk on my face, and she's looking right at me like, what? Smiling like, so you really was in the bathroom for like 20 minutes. I've been out here for like 19 of them. It was like 1 minute. And it was just funny because I was like, wait a minute, you was waiting on me all this time. And I was making excuses of what I was doing in the bathroom. I was like, yeah, I had to clean it. They had me cleaning it but yeah, that's my story. I took like a 20-minute smash at the hospital. I swear it just kept coming. It was like, and it wouldn't end. Whatever I ate. All right, I get it. But I guess we were.
I got nothing.
We've been talking. So I guess we'll get into Madden, Dylan. Oh man! All right, let me compose myself. How do you feel about your upcoming season with your Detroit Lions again?
I'm taking the division season 1, season 2, 3, 4, 5. One and done in the playoffs, but NFC North is mine.
Why you don't have confidence going deep in the playoffs?
Not in the playoffs. NFC is too good this year.
But so you said you feel like you're going to take the division. What do you feel like is different between your Lions team this year from last year?
Well, the difference is I don't have a ghost in my division this year.
I know, right? This is the first time you get to play in this league without
I actually have a chance.
Well, so what keeps drawing you back to the Lions? What is it about the Lions?
That's just my team. I like the Lions. I mean,
so that's your favorite team?
Yeah, I don't know. I like the Lions. Matt Stafford's my favorite player in the NFL. Lions are my team.
Okay, so it's just a favorite.
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
So you said that Ghost is not in your division? and you feel like it's wide open for basically you don't not even wide open. You feel like it's yours to lose.
I mean, no, this will be a good division, but I feel like Ghost has seasoned me to where it's my division to lose.
Yeah, so you feel like you're the best in the division. So I was going to ask you, what do you feel like it will be your biggest hurdle? Like, who do you feel like could get in your way in your division?
To start, it's going to be the Packers the first couple seasons. And then, the Bears are just too bad of a team right now. But eventually, like season 2 or 3, he's going to get it turned around. He's pretty good. He'll get it turned around.
I'm glad you said the Packers because he said
the Vikings
taking the North.
Count Demo out.
So I see that you mentioned the Packers and the Bears. So I guess process of elimination because you didn't even mention this team basically I was going to ask who do you fear the least, but I think it's pretty obvious. Is it the Vikings?
It is the Vikings.
So you feel like he will never win a game all 5 seasons?
No, he'll win games. He'll beat me a few times, but he'll be a 5-11 team.
He's gonna beat you, and he's a 5-11 team.
Yeah, I'm not good at Madden. He'll beat me like 3 times this Madden. I'm not good at Madden.
So wait a minute, pause. You just said go season, G. No,
I'm not. Like I'm not good compared to you, Cheesy, Z-Flate. I'm not good compared to you guys.
How not? You take me to the wire.
Well, I mean, yeah, I beat you last year too.
Yes.
But it's not consistent. Like, I can play close games with people. I just can't win.
As long as you're in games, you're competitive. It's just that you gotta finish them.
Yeah.
You honestly, I'll tell you right now, you get comfortable with routes. So you would throw the same route over and over again, no matter if it's open or not, because it works. So like last year, it was the C route. You will wear that motherfucker out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're not bad. You're good. You just wear out routes.
Once I get into a pattern.
Yeah. Because you won't stop going to it and you basically say, I'm not stopping until you stop.
The Brett Favre.
Yeah, no, even if you did stop me, I'd keep going back to it.
I think it's funny. That's a good point because I remember when I played Dylan, was it maybe season 3? I had 4 user picks on you, and it was all over the field. Like some as a safety, some as a corner, because I was sitting on the route and you threw it anyways. Like I don't care that.
Yeah.
I don't care that you control the corner. I know you're playing the edge, and I'm still going to throw the ball. And you're like, damn, you really threw it.
He really do it.
But Dylan played good defense too, so.
You're shocked, you're like, man, I can't believe he really do that. But so you said the NFC is pretty good. So who do you feel like is the biggest problem for you in the NFC to get to the next step? You mentioned Chezzy. You mentioned Z.
It's just either going to be Hodge or whoever wins the NFC East.
Okay. Because that Seahawks team is really good. That Seahawks team is loaded.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can but you said one and done, so you don't feel like you can sneak a game in the playoffs?
No, eventually I'll get one. I mean, every squirrel finds a nut.
When you say one Super Bowl or one playoff win?
Nah, I don't know. I didn't think I would make it to the Super Bowl the first season I played. I beat Ghost, and I beat Marcus, who was undefeated.
You sure did could happen in the playoff.
That Super Bowl was the weirdest.
I wasn't in the season that year. You choked against Hodgepodge.
Yeah, I was up like 24-7 before half. Then I threw a pick.
So how you gonna say you're not that good? You're just what you call a choke artist.
Yeah,
LeBron.
Well, I was until I pulled off that title.
The ring. He's paid before the ring.
We're not talking about MLB. We're talking about Madden.
I'm just not good at Madden.
That's not true. You can't say that when you go to the playoffs every year. You've been to a Super Bowl. It's just you choke
twice in the Super Bowl.
I choked against Cheesy too.
You're the only person I've ever met who's happy about joking. You're like Donovan McNabb. That's what you remind me of. You're good because you're not. You keep saying you're not good, but you're definitely good. You're not bad. You're definitely not bad. So, give me a player on the Lions, under the radar player that you feel like can have a breakout season, or you feel like it's key to your success having a breakout.
Let's see. Well, I mean, it's going to depend on my quarterback a lot, Matt Stafford, with the new target passing.
But somebody under the radar, because we know Stafford.
I don't got no one under the radar. This team sucks. It's just my favorite team. They got a good offense under the radar. Amir Abdullah, that's going to be my pick.
There you go. There you go.
He's going to have a breakout year.
He's actually got very good attributes. He has the potential to be. He just needs to hold on to the football. He had fumbling problems his first year, but he has potential to be a very good player.
That's all you got to work on, carrying.
Yeah, because he fumbled too much. Yeah.
Defense.
I like
Gerard Davis on the defensive side of the ball.
The linebacker. What? No.
Yeah, middle linebacker. No, yeah, on the defensive side, he's going to be my defensive MVP.
Yeah, you just said no. They go two young studs you just named right there. The Lions actually got a squad.
Yeah, they'll be all right. I need a D-line still.
What about So, are you trading Slay? I heard.
Oh, absolutely not. Slay's not going nowhere. Take Ansah. I don't want Ansah. You have him.
Oh God.
I know someone wants Glover Quinn. Speed doesn't decline. He'll last forever.
Oh,
there you go.
Sam, can you ask this knucklehead a question? Get in on this.
Who do you or leave Ghost out of it? Because I'm sure you look forward to playing him when every
I
season.
like this question.
But who in the AFC side besides Ghost do you look forward to playing the most?
AFC side, I got a couple teams out in the AFC. I'm definitely going to push Hydra's poop in. Let's see. We got JB. He's going to lose 49. I might even get Hodge to play that game for me. Just talk shit to JB in the chat. Those two are the AFC teams I'm going to smoke. Oh, we got Pat over there, too. I get to shit on him season 1. Fogle will be a good game. Sticks out, baby.
Oh God! So, what's your problem with the Patriots owner, Hydro?
Oh, she's just a quitter, man. Something about it. MLB the show. He just doesn't like losing. Just quits games. Can't handle the playoff losses.
I feel like we're going to have to deter this conversation. Let's go ahead and steer this somewhere. Thanks a lot, Dylan. So, I heard you mention Fogle. Some don't know Peanut is also part of our silly little group in NHL.
That's right. We got all six out in here.
I know we're supposed to talk about Madden, but yeah, let's talk a little NHL. How you feel about? I don't know how much you got to play of the beta. How you feel about next year's game or this year's game?
The beta was pretty much. I mean, all the ratings were the same. I mean, it's a little better. The goalie play seemed better. That'll be fun. They need to bring GM Connected back. We'll be running a handmade GM Connected League. NHL 18 this year. It's 18, right?
Yes.
Yep. 6 Out's going to be hosting it. We've got about 5 teams already, looking to fill 12 spots total. Yeah, we got a Discord chat set up for it and everything. We're writing the rules right now. 10 to 12 teams. We're trying to keep it small but active.
All right.
Sticks out. Sticks out.
Sticks Out is running that.
Yeah, I had something in like that last comment just made me forget. I don't really have anything.
Let's talk about Hydro.
I'll see you in week 14.
My boy Hydro. Bring up some stuff about Hydro. Give me some questions on him.
I will not.
Sure. So
my mouse is just chilling right on the mute button right now.
Skip it, Peanut.
Be somewhat nice. Thankfully, you guys don't play each other this season. That's good. Hey, but I play
Season
14. That'll be fun.
We'll be playing each other a lot. You'll win your division. I'll win my division. We'll be on the schedule every year.
I like your confidence.
There you go, right there. There you go, right there.
Ooh. Week 2, you play Cheesy. That should be good. You play Debo week 3. I actually like your schedule, Dylan. Your schedule looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'll be all right. Got a pad on my schedule. That'll be a good one the first game. I think I start with Quiley. That'll be a headache. Start the Madden season versus a guy that no shows.
Who do you play for week 1?
I've got Quiley in the Cardinals.
Oh, him.
Carbon monoxide.
I trust
it's my birthday.
This will be a different season. I trust that things will be different. Just call it a hunch.
I hope so.
Call it a hunch.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
All right.
Do I play the NFC West this year?
You do not.
Oh.
I
play
just
the
have Quile on
NFC
my schedule
South.
because he came in second.
Yeah, you play the NFC South.
Nope.
Good.
Out the NFC East, he plays the Giants. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. I talk to you so much as it is anyway.
Yeah. Word, I'm peacing, fellas. Thanks for having me.
All right, Dylan. I'll see you in Friday. Well, not really. That'll be Hodge, but I'll see you in NHL.
I'll see you.
All right. I knew that was going to happen. Okay. And that's Dylan. That's the Detroit Lions owner. His obvious nemesis, Hydro, is on the other side of the league, so that probably is good for those in the creamsicle colored names. Awesome. So, what team do you want to start with? Do you want to go with the Lions?
Hydro had problems with everybody. Yeah, might as well go with the Lions, the man who just left.
All right. Well, clearly they have their soon-to-be richer quarterback, Matthew Stafford, leading the way. 87 overall, strong arm, 98 throw power. He's got more movement than I actually thought he might have, but I mean, I've seen him play. He does have good pocket presence. 89 short accuracy, 84 mid, 80 deep. Not bad at all. Pretty much all the things you look for in a quarterback, especially since he's older, so he's not going to really get any better. So, as good as you can get right away. Running backs, Abdullah, I'm sure Riddick will have some opportunities on the field as well, too. A little slower, but a little more of a dual threat, has 76 catch. But all of his running backs, minus Asiata, may have a case of fumbleitis. So that might be something to watch with the Lions. His carry is 93. The next highest is 87, but the two that I assume he'd be starting are 76 and 79. So something to keep an eye on. Good receivers, Marvin Jones, Golden Tate III, 87 and 84. Not super fast, but they're good getting in and out of their routes. Pretty solid hands. Solid tight end, which I know was one of Dylan's favorite guys to throw to on last year's game. Ebron, 87 speed, 89 excel. He's super young. Not a great run blocker, but let's be honest, he's not going to be doing a lot of blocking. He's going to be out there running routes, getting open. helping to open up the middle of the field for the guys running underneath. Not a bad line going across the board. You have 82, 71, 81, 87, and 83. So that's one weakness, and that's the offense. What do you think of the defense?
Let's see.
Besides the obvious, the superstar.
Slay.
Oh yeah, dude is a
What
monster.
happened to it? What happened to Ezekiel? I'd say he's only at 84.
Yeah, a little bit of a drop off.
Yeah, he did a nice drop off. Let's see what's up with this D line. I can't even. So I don't. Oh, this D line is disgusting. So the left end is a 78. Nada he's getting older. He's 33 now. The D tackle, he's only a 78. The other side, like I said, we already talked about Ansa. He's an 84. He dropping also light. Kind of like what Dylan was talking about. The D line does need a lot of help. He needs to fill holes in that. Let's see, the linebacker group is left outside linebacker 75, Paul Worrell. Middle linebacker Jared Davis. He's a rookie. He has potential. A 74, pretty athletic. 85 speed, 90 acceleration.
User linebacker.
Agility. Yeah, very good user linebacker out of Florida. And the other linebacker, Whitehead, he was only 27. He used to be better than this too. He's only a 74 overall. So linebacker group, the front seven is just horrific, honestly. And let's go to the back end. As Sam mentioned, they got Slate Jr., who's a monster, 94 freaking speed, only 26 years old, 92 acceleration, 93 agility, 86 awareness, 73 catching, so he catch better than some of the Eagles receivers, as we mentioned on previous podcasts. 88 jumping, 92 injury, so he's not going to get hurt either. Let's see, I want to see his man in zone. Player recognition 86. Look at that, 90 man in 87 zone. So he has a lockdown corner, but the other corner is not too good. The other corner, but he's not bad though. The other corner losses are 80 overall, so he's not. His two corners aren't that bad. The safeties are Trayvon Wilson. He comes in at an 82, strong safety, and the free safety is. I can't even find a free safety.
Glover, I think. Or is it Glover?
I think, is Glover still there?
Yeah, Glover Quinn. He's a 80. So 82? Yeah, 82.
Yep, you're right. You found him. So the only thing that's going for them, they have a pretty good secondary, but their front end is soft, and their linebackers is non-existent. They do have the young potential in the middle linebacker, but they're going to need a lot of help up front.
Man, I already know one team is just foaming at the mouth looking at that front seven. I know one team is just already looking like, that's 150 right there. So yeah, the Lions are going to have to work on that front seven, but still, even with that said, at some point you're going to have to try to pass the ball on those guys, and they've got a good group. And he has a history of being able to find good guys further on in the franchise to help shore up that secondary. Especially when you look at people like to go three wide. One of few owners that can work his way to getting three solid corners. Always tough to deal with that.
And offensively, like you said, they're very talented. They have a very good quarterback in Stafford. The offensive line is pretty solid, better than a lot of teams that we mentioned, because most teams have offensive line problems, but they're pretty solid up front. Have a young tight end who's fast and big, who the owner likes to get the ball to, and he can work the middle of the field. And they have two receivers who are pretty good. not the most known receivers, but they do like Sam said, they do a good job of getting in and out of the breaks, getting open, and holding on to the football. Which Golden Tate, after Calvin Johnson Jr. retired, had showed his presence and had a really big year without him. Showed that he's still he's still a good receiver, and Matthew Stafford showed that he can still play football without his number one target and one of the top 5 receivers in the league.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I was gonna say, Cheesy, I know you're not in the chat or not in the voice chat. I saw you were in here, but if you want to come back in, just pop in. Just throw that out there too. So I guess we'll skip the Giants for now, if he comes back.
Too bad the Giants are in the division.
Oh yeah, shit, you're right. Thank you. The division ahead. Well, hell, no wonder I had him blocked. Never mind. I'm not even paying attention right now. What the hell is wrong with me? Damn cheese got me throwing off. I got the damn Packers on my screen. It's the worst time to have the Packers. The worst time to have the Packers on the podcast after this week. But you know what? Since Mr. Calvin said that the Packers are taking the North, I guess we should go ahead and look at the team that Dylan would be most concerned with, the Green Bay Packers.
Cheeseheads, we're going to call them, Sam. Cheeseheads.
All right, well, you've got your lead chef there, Aaron Rodgers, leading the offense. I don't even need to say anything about Aaron Rodgers. Who cares what the ratings are? You know they're super high. We don't need to see. It's Rodgers.
If not the best behind the GOAT.
The GOAT. The GOAT retired.
The GOAT retired. I hope you're not talking about Madden.
Tom Brady's really good. He's definitely top 3. He's in the conversation.
Top 3? Excuse me?
Yeah, top 3. I can go top 2.
Who's top 3?
I can go top 2.
Thank you. Thank you. I would argue that he's better than Brady, but I don't feel like having it right now.
Thank you. The receiving core, it's always interesting because I kind of wonder what this team is really like without Aaron Rodgers. Jordy Nelson.
I'm surprised that you brought that up. I think the receivers are overrated, but they're good for him. But go ahead.
Kind of me thinking the same thing. Of course, except for Randall Cobb. I think Cobb is good, but he's probably the best offensive player to come out of Kentucky ever. So I can't take any credit away from him. But they have an interesting group of receivers, as they always do. You got Jordy Nelson, of course, Mr. Reliable. Hopefully he'll be healthy. His awareness is 98. It's crazy. But he is one of the guys that tends to find his way open when the scramble drill starts. You got Randall Cobb, of course, the speedster of the group. Devontae Adams usually is the big play guy. I would like to take a quick look at his spectacular catch rating. Whoa.
And I also seen too,
that is surprising.
Adams has quick development. Cobb has quick development.
Huh. Interesting. So, I'm just kind of surprised by this. Now, when I think of the Packers, I think of the big plays. Like, Nelson has big plays too, don't get me wrong. But I think of the big plays in the pass game mostly come from Adams because he gets the one-on-one coverage. His spectacular catch is 88. He has the highest catch in traffic at 94, but Jordy Nelson's spectacular catch is 95. I don't know, that kind of jumps out at me because I don't think it should be that high. I feel like Adams would have the highest one on the team.
I think so. I think it should because look at it though. Usually it is Nelson with the big plays because Nelson doesn't necessarily ever get open. It's that chemistry with him and Rodgers have where he shields off the guy and they throw that back shoulder thing. So those kind of are the spectacular catches, and also in a red zone, who's getting those jump balls? So I think I agree with that.
Okay.
Because the way he shields away defenders and then Aaron Rodgers throw that back shoulder phase, I guess they kind of add that as a spectacular catch because it is kind of spectacular.
I can see that. All
But
right.
we usually when it's 30 yards down the field, it's usually when I think of it's Nelson. He's not really be open, but he comes down with it.
Yeah, he finds his way to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
He
Now,
sets up the defender.
Well, tight end's going to be interesting. Martellus Bennett's a good tight end. Richard Rodgers isn't bad, Mr. Rodgers. I don't want to talk about Richard Rodgers. He's so lucky. They are not very fast, so I just feel like this is Aaron Rodgers, and this is like Cleveland. I don't want to be disrespectful and say it's like Cleveland with Larry Hughes and Marshall and Boobie Gibson, but I don't feel like their supporting cast is as good as, like, if Rodgers goes down, I'm not seeing it. I don't know why I'm getting so far ahead, but this is weird. It's not what I expected.
Really?
It's just not what I expected. I thought like it.
If you just look at it on paper, though, you got Nelson coming in at a.
No, I get it. Like, they have high
89.
ratings, but I feel like their ratings are the benefit of, like, they're the benefit of Rodgers, yeah. But I'm probably thinking more of real life as compared to Madden, because the numbers have to matter at some point. But then we have the real fun part of this team, and you know what that is. That offensive line.
Oh, the O-line. Yeah, probably best pass offense.
Yeah, they have good tackles, but they're guards.
That's the only thing lacking, because they have a good center, too.
Yep. They just have trouble getting that push up the middle, which notice what was skipped over in that was talking about the running backs. Ty Montgomery, they have him listed at running back. He's 90 speed, 94 excel, 83 overall. Decent awareness, 83 catch. Probably more because he's a receiver than a running back. And literally that is it. I've not heard of any of the other guys on there. They're not very good, so I don't know what he's going to do for a run game. That'll be really fun to watch and see what he comes up with. And then defensively, one end you have their left end, Kenny Clark. Rookies a 75. You've got Mike Daniels, older vet, 87. In the middle, you got former Viking. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Didn't even know when he was there. 74. So you can see the defensive line is not super spectacular. Daniels has high strength, so he can hold up the edge. It's not bad, but definitely not what you would be hoping for. But they make up for it with the linebacker some. You've got Nick Perry coming off the edge on one side, 86 speed, 88 excel, very nice solid 3-4 linebacker, has decent zone coverage. You got Clay Matthews on the other side. We all know about him. Has a knack for knocking the ball out, being around the ball. A good user.
He's slowing down a bit, though.
Yeah, definitely. Good situational player. Not as bad as James Harrison as far as, no overall drop off, but he still can have the knack for just that one play that you need made. If it comes his way, you expect it to be made.
He has great instincts for the game.
Yeah. And then middle linebacker, you got Jake Ryan. I really like him. I think he's going to have a really solid year for the Packers. He's got 85 speed, 88 excel. I can be correct there. And not bad for zone, 72 zone. Don't get a lot of 3-4 linebackers that are great at it, but he can be developed. Secondary. Corner. You got Randall at 77 on one side. You got Devon House on the other side, 74. They're about the same speed. Both don't have great awareness. Both good, solid, and man. Both have 80s. Mid-70s for zone. not super corners, which has always been a problem for the Packers because they have had issues in the secondary. You have the awesome name safety, Clinton Dix, 82 overall. That's such a great name.
Clinton
87 speed, 89 excel, slowly starting to come into his own in the NFL. 79 zone, 83 play rec. And then other safety spot is held down by Morgan Burnett. 86 overall, solid speed, high awareness, and I believe he had high zone, 79, 86 play rec. Not too bad. What do you think, Peanut?
Well, we're a little different views about the offense because even though I agree with you that the receivers are a product of Aaron, it's just that Aaron is so good and those receivers are a perfect complement for him, which I guess any receiver would be a perfect complement for him. But you got the big body Jordy Nelson. You got the who love him and they mastered the back shoulder. You got Randall Cobb, one of the quickest receivers in that slot, working the slot, and you have Adams who's coming along too, coming into his own as a receiver. Then you have Bennett who had a really big year for the Patriots. No, he's not the fastest, but when you have all those weapons around, Bennett only has to do so much. Where I think he's going to be a great red zone target, especially with Jordy Nelson, because either you could throw it up there or you have Bennett work in the middle, and with that big old body, it's going to be really hard to get around him. So I think he's going to be able to box people out as we see him do with the Patriots and Tom Brady. Because I remember with the Bears, everybody thought he was washed up. He went to the Patriots, had a great year, great quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is the same quarterback, and I feel like Bennett's going to have another great year. And he was one of the best red zone targets last year with Tom. So I don't see that being any different with Aaron, especially with Aaron extending the pocket and the great accuracy he has. They have one of the best pass rush lines in the league. Their guards is lacking, so we do have to see that. But they have, if not the best pair of tackles, this second behind Tennessee Titans. So it's going to be really hard to come around the edge. But we like you said, we're going to have to watch that pressure up the middle. So teams with good D tackles, Aaron Rodgers might be in trouble. But defensively, their struggle of the team for the last few years. We have to see about this pass rush because Clay is getting long. But like you said, Clay has great instincts for the game, and he always makes a play when you need it. But we have to see if it can be consistent. Mike Daniels, he's more of a run stuffer, but he can get after the quarterback a little bit. But the problem is the secondary, and not even the secondary because they have really two good safeties. But the corners has been a problem for a long time, so that's something he's going to have to address in the offseason, try to get better there. But overall, as a team, I like this team. We all know they're an offensive team, and I think they're going to be able to put up a lot of points. They're also going to give up a lot of points, but I think
one thing I am curious to see with the target passing, the neutral one that I'm sure some of you have seen. I know we talked about it, Peanut, of being able to move it anywhere on the field. Nelson, because his awareness is so high, throwing the ball around him, I feel like if he has a spot, that's going to be an automatic catch. Because his awareness is so high, and then also you throw in the accuracy of Mr. Rogers. Pretty much anywhere he throws the ball on the field, it's going where the marker is where the ball is going. Not everyone's going to have that luxury,
and they shouldn't. With that dude, we're not watching him in real life. Ridiculous. He puts it wherever he wants.
Yeah, don't believe us? Go rewatch the end of that playoff game against the Cowboys. You want to talk about a rope? That throw to Cook,
ridiculous.
Like even if you're a Cowboys fan, even you had to stand up and like, damn, like that is that throw was sexy.
And too, kind of like what you said too, Aaron Rodgers. People, Cooks was an average, but a guy they feel like he didn't meet his potential. Aaron Rodgers made that man a lot of money because Cook came out of his share with Aaron Rodgers. So to a point that you said, Aaron Rodgers do make receivers. That's you 100% on. I can't argue that one bit.
All right. Well, 2 left. Who do you want to go with?
Here we go, Minnesota. Here go Demolition Man.
The Purple People Eaters. Demo, if you hear this, thank you for your service.
Salute.
So the Vikings, a little interesting for him because I need to look at that real quick. For those of you that don't know, he is a Titans fan. That is his favorite team. He's had them both times. So I kind of get the feeling what he might do at quarterback because he's used to having a quarterback that has a little mobility. Not that he's trying to run with him, but just someone that will put a little extra pressure on the defense and can escape pressure. So you obviously have. No, go ahead, Peanut.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say something smart. I'm glad you cut me off.
Okay. Because he's got two quarterbacks. Like I said, I have a hunch of the one that will start if he doesn't get traded. You got Sam Bradford and you got Teddy Bridgewater. Bridgewater definitely will get more played man that he will be getting in the NFL this year, unfortunately. Good dude. But that's a devastating injury. I still feel really bad for him.
Yeah.
But both
I can't take injuries are the worst.
Yeah. They both have the same throwing power at 90. Short accuracy, I would assume Bradford is a little bit higher, and I'd be correct. 91 compared to 86. But he falls short in middle accuracy. Teddy does fall short in deep accuracy. So that's a decision that can be made, and that will probably dictate kind of what happens with this team going forward. No Peterson this year, which will be a shock to a lot of Viking fans, but honestly, I don't think they're too bad off. You've got the young stud that they just drafted, Dalvin Cook. Someone else, again, domestic violence issues. Don't understand what's going on, but whatever. 80 overall. Go ahead.
I think he has superstar. I seen somebody was streaming, and I seen a few people development traits.
That's scary because he has the potential to be really, really good. His 90 speed, 92. His catch is lower than what I think it probably should be. But the one thing that I probably would look at with him is he had a knack for fumbling the ball at the wrong time. So I mean, his carry is 85. It's not bad in comparison to what, especially what some scouts are looking at with him. But he's a pretty solid running back to go with Murray from the Raiders, and also the unforgotten man, Jerick McKinnon. I honestly thought that he was just going to walk into the starting job because he is a really capable back. He could be a little bit bigger, yeah, sure, but he's a very solid back, a nice dual threat back to have. So he's got a stable of running backs that he can look at to get the offense going and to kind of give teams different looks.
And McKinnon has that 93 speed.
Mm-hmm. Home run threat every time he's on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And then at receiver, you've got the young guy stepping on the scene, Mr. Diggs. Little bit of an injury problem last year, but when he was healthy, he was very productive with Sam. He was productive with Teddy the year before. 91 speed, 93 excel. A very solid receiver, can get down the field, can really do a little bit of everything. You've got Adam Thielen on the other side, 89 speed, 91 excel. Had a nice breakout year last year. You've got Michael Floyd, someone else with trouble with the law, getting a third shot now within a year. He will be playing in the slot. You also have the young Treadwell. Maybe he can have a breakout year. And then still so many speedsters at the bottom of that roster. If one guy can jump out, that's a deep threat. Jarius Wright, Rodney Adams, Stacy Coley, all super fast receivers. Tight end.
I didn't realize Hunter was only 22. Yep. The left end, he's really good. He's a 86 overall.
Oh yeah, we'll get to the defense. That defense. The tight end, underrated to me in real life. Kyle Rudolph, not the fastest guy. I feel bad because I just talked about Martellus Bennett not being fast. Rudolph is also not fast, but damn it, this man always seems to be open whenever you need to throw the ball. Third down, does not matter who's covering him, he finds his way to get open. And he's a solid
he makes
blocker.
Big time catches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good man.
And funny, I bring up blocking. because this is going to be
Offensive line.
This offensive line is just.
Doo-doo.
I'm not even going to lie. I'm surprised that there's a guy rated above 80. You have Joe Berger, who's an 83. No one else on this line. They were just being generous with that one. No one else on this offensive line, because 3 of their starters are rated under 73 or under.
Yeah, low 70s is terrible.
Yeah, so man, I don't care who's playing, Teddy or Sam. Good luck.
Good luck because they're both going to play this year. That's what you mean.
And then you have the backbone of this team. One of the best units in the NFL. So you mentioned Hunter. 86 at the age of 22. So good. He has such a quick first step off the ball. And they have the luxury because you look at, he is rated high. Think about this. He's or whatever I just said he was, I forgot, 86. On the other 86. Side, you have Everson Griffin, who's still has some decent speed himself, but he's also an 86. You have the luxury of having a backup that is rated 80, who is a bona fide pass rusher himself, in Brian Robeson. His metrics as far as attributes are down a little, but he can still get after the passer. So when guys get tired, he can sub right in and just keep that going. It does not matter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you've got Joseph in the middle. You have Floyd also in the middle, still young, that can be developed. 2 guys that can both hold the point of attack and get after the passer. Joseph, strength of 97, one of the highest rated strength guys on the game. So that alone was going to help him get in the backfield, let alone the other guys you have to deal with.
You know, they got stronger as Sue, who comes in at a 98 strength. So that tells you about his strength.
Yep. You got a very solid linebacker in Mr. Barr, one of my favorite players in the NFL. Got him on one side. You have in the middle Mr. Kendricks, 85 speed, 90 XL, another one of those user linebackers. He has improved in his pass coverage over the last few seasons of his playing career. 82 zone is only going to go up from there. They just need to show up that other linebacker spot. You have Emmanuel Lemur, who starts on that side, fast, but not rated high, but he's a solid tackler. Arguably, I think we talked about Jacksonville and Denver as the elite 1-2 pairings for cornerback.
Cornerbacks, yep.
I don't know how the hell this guy is still a cornerback in the NFL, but
Terrence Newman's old ass?
Still, he is. I have to look it up. Is he really 38 years old? That has to be wrong.
He still runs like he's 25, though. Reeves is only 32, and he dead.
Well, it has that he's 38. I feel like he's mid-30s. I can't believe he's that old.
Nah, he's old as dirt.
Damn, Father Time still going. Refuses to let him win.
Now you have to lose speed.
Yeah, his speed is 87.
He's playing good football. He's still a good cornerback.
Yeah, watching him play, it's surprising because
Of course, it's surprising. He's old as dirt.
You just wait for him to fall off, and he just doesn't do it.
Keep on kicking.
He has good metrics. Can't press, but other than that, he's good. Then you have Rhodes, one of the best corners in the league, 92 press. He does everything well. 91 speed, 90 XL. I mean, he's the only corner I've seen. DeAndre Hopkins, they didn't even need safety help. He just shut him down by himself. I've never seen a corner just completely take guys out the game like he has. Talib can do it at times. He lacks the speed. Rhodes, he just doesn't care. You don't have to have anyone. He's like Revis Island, Rhodes Island. It's the same thing, especially with that pass rush.
He's a guy who it's funny about him because the year before he had a down year, and then last year he came back so strong. Like you said, he was a top 5 corner in the league last year. Like you said, he had the ability to take your best receiver with no help out the game. He's fast, he's big, he's strong, he's everything you want in a corner.
Yeah, it's gross. I saw some of the games that he played last year. My dad's a Vikings fan, so I watched a lot of Viking football. It's I being a number one receiver I already feel like Mike Evans having to deal with this, man. Like, oh man, sorry, Mike. It's gonna be a rough week for you. That's when you know coming into the Vikings, coming into Minnesota, it's a rough one. And their slot guy's not bad. Trey Wayne's still young, can be developed. Obvious replacement for Newman, probably a season or two from now. 94 speed, 92 excel. Plays zone pretty well. Not a bad man corner. And then safeties. Harrison Smith, one of the better safeties in the league for sure. 93 overall. 87 speed, 91 excel, great awareness. Reminds me a lot of John Lynch. Not the fastest guy, but he's always around the ball, and when a play needs to be made, he makes it, whether that's an open field tackle, a breakup, whatever needs to be done, he's there. And the other safety, you've got Sendejo. 78 overall, 83 speed, 89 excel. Not super fast, but usually plays in the box for the Vikings, so he's not asked to cover a lot. Not a bad defensive unit overall. Definitely the strength of this team.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Started off last year, beginning of the year, as probably the best defense. But they fell off towards the end of the year. Not even so much the defense, but the team.
Yeah, the defense could only hold up so much. Like offense, it reminded me sometimes of the Bucks in the late '90s and the Ravens. Like offense, something. Can we just get a field goal? Can you just not have a 3 and out? Can we get some rest? Like the offense did not hold up its end for sure. They had some issues on with the offensive line, running game, and all that stuff. So. Hopefully they'll bounce back. Demo, though, you have a good group to work with.
It's just that offensive line is deaf. Like, that offensive line is terrible.
Yeah, it really is. And then, unfortunately, a team I'm going to have to be very familiar with because they have a lot of ex-players. The Bears. Chicago Bears.
Didn't they just pick up your kicker?
Yep. They didn't even wait a day. I'm like, damn, like, you sucked, you got fired, and then you get hired the next day? Like, what? Couldn't you, like, make this man sit and dwell on it for a week before you signed?
A week? He did get a job pretty fast.
Like, dang, like, he was in the shower, and just his agent called him, like, yo, the Bears just signed you.
You a second-round pick, man. People would give you a shot. Obviously, it was something that made them take you in the second round.
You gotta ask Jason on that one because I don't know. Because when it happened, I wasn't happy about it. Don't get me wrong, and I wasn't happy because the kicking was a need for the Bucks, but there were a bunch of other things I were looking at. Like, what about a safety help? What about depth on the defensive line? Because we were kind of soft there, and what do you know? 3 of our defensive linemen got injured within the first couple of weeks, and then we're just running out guys, signing them from wherever they picked them up from, the library, picked them up at the bus stop, like, hey, you know how to play football? Yeah, here's a helmet. You starting for us next week. That's how bad it was with the Bucks had defensive line, and a lot of Buck fans pointed to that pick like they had a third-round pick. They had their third-round pick, and they made a trade earlier in the draft when they dropped back in the first round. They traded with the Bears, and they took that 4th-round pick from the Bears and their third and traded that for that 2nd-round pick. I'm looking at it as you could have just kept your 3rd and the 4th, and that could have been defensive linemen. Was it really necessary to take those 2 picks and go up?
They didn't have to trade up to get him. Like, it's already enough y'all taking him in a second, but the trade up, that was pretty funny. But I guess if you want somebody, you go get him, I guess. But yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, so I hate it because people are like, you guys traded up in the second round. Like, we didn't trade up in the second round. We traded to get back in. We didn't have a second round pick. So our second round pick was Noah Spence. And let me tell you, I'm very happy when people talk about your second round pick, though. I'm like, yeah, that was our second round pick. No complaints about him because he could have double-digit sacks.
Yeah, he's a baller.
Yeah.
He's a player.
But enough about Roberto. Good luck next season. So if you put like shit in week 2, if you make the roster, because you still have to make the roster.
Do they have the Bucks in week 2?
Yes, they do. I swear, I am not even joking. I'm gonna be so pissed if they lose to Chicago and he's on the roster and kicks a game-winning field goal. I'm not gonna be in chat. I will not be in chat.
That's what you shouldn't, because
I would have a meltdown. The chat would cost me. I don't know who I play in week 3. Or whatever game I have to play that week when it comes out, that would be the perfect time to play me because I would be just like beside myself. I would not be able to concentrate. I'm mad. I'd be so mad.
I hope it's Sean.
I hope it is too because you know what? When I played Sean season 1, we had a tie game because I missed 2 field goals with him. So that'd be fitting. But Mr. Sean, his team, I'm not going to start with the obvious because we have this Sean. So let's start with what really matters. Who cares about the quarterback? Let's talk about that running back. Mr. Howard. Young stud who better have a good development trait. 85 overall, 90 speed, 91 excel, and truthfully, I'm not going to lie, his rating probably could be a little bit better. Excuse me, a little bit better because he had a really good season for the Bears last season.
I think it definitely should be higher because, like you said, he was hella good last season.
Oh yeah, he is going to be a stud. And I already laughed when Sean drafted him. I'm like, well, you can go ahead and just pencil him in for somewhere between 13 and 1,600 yards every season. That's just without a doubt. So then at receiver, you have Meredith, who had a pretty solid season last year. Not spectacular, but he's young, still can be developed. You've got the old man, the master of the salsa, Victor Cruz, coming in at 77 overall, along with Titans cast-off Kendall Wright. Hopefully one of those guys can...
Wait, pause. Victor's still getting a check? He snuck on Chicago. Don't try to entertain Victor like he's still good. The only thing good about him is his salsa, but we never see it no more because he can't get in the end zone. Don't you try to sneak it in like he's still good.
Well, let me tell you, Sean has the Bears. I don't find Cruz getting in the end zone that much either. I don't think you have to worry about that. But what I will say that people should worry about are those other receivers, Marcus Wheaton and Kevin White. Now, Kevin White has not been what the Bears have hoped he would be in real life. You know, that number 2 receiver to complement Jeffrey. But now that he's not there, maybe this will give him the opportunity to, I don't know, just be productive.
He has all the physical traits to be a number 1. And like you said, he wasn't the guy they expected with Alshon, so I'm hoping maybe by getting rid of Alshon, he will become that guy. Because like you said, he has all the measurables to be that number 1 guy.
Yeah, he does. Then you have tight end, which is interesting. Sean's a little bit of a different guy. There's 3 tight ends. He has Zach Miller, Deion Sims, and Freddie Stevenson. Or I'm sorry, not Stevenson. Adam Shaheen, who I've heard has been asked for in trades. Sean uses all 3 of his tight ends. They will all be important. They all are pretty solid run blockers. Sims not as much, but by the end of the season they will be. That's just what they're going to be asked to do, and they will be used in the play-action game. The offensive line...
Honestly, like you were saying, if this owner could, he would play with no receivers. Come on, 3 tight ends every play and say, you better stop this running back. So if y'all want to put it out there, because Victor Cruz might not even see the field. He don't want 3 wide receivers out there. He want 3 tight ends. He'll change the game. It's like, have y'all ever seen 40s football that went back in the 40s? That's Sean for you. He's like the classic blue-collar coach.
Yep, that's a perfect description. That was a perfect description. He's like, the game is won in the trenches. We're fighting hard for every yard. The game is won
in the trenches. Y'all better get in the weight room because we're running.
And speaking of the trenches, that will be something that is not as bad as probably was expected, but they did have a good running game last year, so it kind of makes sense. Kind of weak on the edges. You got 273s on the edge. One young, the other not so much, but they're very solid up the middle, conveniently, seeing how he likes to run the football. You have Josh Sidden at one guard, who's at 89. You have white hair in the middle, younger guy at 86, and you've got Kyle Long at an 80 as right guard. All solid, all got really good awareness. And then you have the quarterback. I'm curious to see what he does here. You got the rookie, Trubisky.
I'm curious about it. Yep. You can keep saying that to yourself.
Well, one of them is going to be on my team soon anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah,
there you go.
Trubisky, the young guy, 83 speed, 87 excel. Short accuracy is 85, mid 80, deep 76. He will be starting from day one. He is probably not going to. There won't be another Bears quarterback. It's going to be this guy. Mike Glennon is the backup. It won't last long. Mark Sanchez will be the backup. You don't want to see
$15 million a year backup.
Huh?
The $15 million a year backup.
Oh, damn.
They say he was bad when they drafted him. Yeah, he a quarterback. He got his money. He said he was so mad when they picked the quarterback number one.
I'd be too. The funny thing about it is...
Wait a minute. I just figured out something. I'm sorry to cut you off because it just hit me. Like, Jameis Winston's backup going to be paid more than him? You sure about that?
Yeah. Because Jameis will get his money when it comes time. That's how it works in NFL quarterbacks. When his contract comes, you're going to it'll be like it was last Madden. Blank check, what do you want? Andrew Luck, blank check, what do you want? I don't care. You're not leaving. I'm not even going to give you the chance to be stupid and test free agency. Because I'll pay whatever I have to pay to keep you. So just take whatever you want.
That is exactly what it is. They do just hand over a blank check. I'm like, yeah, fill it out, buddy.
But yeah, the thing about Glennon, he never really, I think me and RJ have talked about, he never really got a fair shot in Tampa because he was Shiano's guy after the stuff with Josh Freeman. Work ethic issues. Some people said it was personal. It's more of the fact that if you're the quarterback and leader of the team, you can't be showing up late to practice. You can't be showing up late to training. You're not working with your receivers during the off season. Like, you're not trying to do anything to better yourself or the people around you. So that speaks a lot about being a leader. Completely different than what you see in Jameis now. Like, pretty much different in every way. But Glennon never really got to be that guy. Shiano gets out. They bring in Lovie Smith. He brings in Josh McCown. They got fooled by that BS season that he had under Adam in Chicago. Sign him. He sucks. And then you draft Jameis. Well, guess what? You can't play now anyway. Still. Go to Chicago, and then they draft a quarterback. So you're just like, well, damn. I tried to go somewhere to start. Maybe you should have went to the Jets.
Yeah, but in real life, I think they're going to give him a stab at it. It's not going to be. It's going to be a lame duck year because he won't be next year. But I think they'll give him a shot this year.
Yep. John Fox covering his ass, draft the quarterback, and hope when you guys, if they have a bad season, you can say, well, we're just trying to get the young guy ready. Buy an extra year at a time. Because really, Fox should be out after this season if they don't do something. But yeah, that's the Bears offense in a nutshell. And then you have the defense. And we'll start with the back this time. You've got a young free safety, very fast, Adrian Amos, 93 speed, 92 excel, one of the few really quick guys back there at safety. Really good zone guy, has pretty solid play rec for a young guy with 81. You got him at one safety spot. The other side you have Mr. Demps, older vet, 88 speed, 92 excel, 80 overall. Cornerback position, You've got Prince, again moving on from another team. Hopefully he has a good year. 90 speed, 91 excel. Nebraska corners usually are pretty solid. I think he'll be fine in Chicago. Kyle Fuller at the other spot, 92 speed, 93 excel. Then they got young Bryce Callahan, 94 speed and 93 excel for a slot corner. Very important on this game because you see a lot of crossing routes. He's going to be a guy that's going to be able to keep up with those and be able to make some plays on the ball, which is very needed on this game.
Yeah, especially those drags.
Yep, took the word right out my mouth. And then you've got Lamar Houston, one side, 80 overall, getting to be on the wrong side of 30. Pernell McPhee, 84 across from him. Freeman and one of my favorite players, Danny Trevathan, 80 speed, 86 acceleration. Not the fastest guy, but again, he's a guy that has a knack for finding the ball. He's a great tackler in open space, and he does a good job of filling holes in the run game, too. So he should be a pretty solid guy for Chicago. And they're not that bad up front. You've got Eddie Goldman in the middle, 81 overall. Jay Howard on one side, 76. And Akeem Hicks on the other side. Not super fast, but more of a run-stopping defensive end, 83 overall, but pretty strong. So he should still be able to push his way to the quarterback some. Don't really have a standout player on defense, but a pretty solid group.
Well, somebody who can become a standout, who they're hoping for, is the young guy Leonard Floyd, who they picked up in I believe top 10 last year. So they're hoping for him to have a breakout year. But you're right, they don't have a standout guy. That's a superstar. But it's a pretty solid defense, like around the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Offensively, like you said, the middle of their offensive line is halfway decent, but the edges are just terrible. Quarterback, we got to see about the rookie. He's going to have to grow, or maybe we'll see a surprise and the vet, Glenn Wax, get a shot, but we're anticipating the rookie gets a shot, so he's probably going to have his growing pains. The receivers are so-so. Like you said, but they have potential there. Like you said, they have the young guy, Cameron. But we all know the bread is going to go with this running back. And basically...
You better be buying the ice packs for him now.
So, it's going to be very important for this offensive line to hold up, to give this running back holes so he can do what he does best and tote that thing. What Jordan Howard, who is, like you said, honestly should be rated higher than an 85. You can pencil him in real life, between 1,300 and 1,700, as Sam said. Guy is a stud. He should be higher than an 85. You're 100% right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that sums up the teams. And now for the favorite part, the predictions.
So 4, I'll lead it off. 4, I'm going with the Chicago Bears. The reason why I picked Chicago Bears is plain and simple. I don't like the offensive line, and I don't like or what the owner does. He's still going to get his yards. He's a very good runner, but he needs a more dominant line so he can milk the clock, so he can control time of possession and to move the change. He's going to run it no matter if he gets 1 yard, no matter if he gets 10 yards. Defense, I don't feel is dominant. If his running game isn't going, the defense isn't dominant enough to keep him in games. So I feel like that's going to hamper him to become last in this year until he builds up the offensive line.
All right. This was actually a harder division to pick than I initially thought it was going to be. So I kind of had my picks set up early on. Like I kind of did my initial picks when I was thinking about doing previews. And I ended up actually changing my mind awful lot for this division. 4th, I have the Vikings finishing in last. Their defense is really, really good. It really is. But the Titans last year with Mr. Michael Martin, he had what I feel is a more accurate quarterback in Marcus. And he wasn't able to have the success in the passing game that he really was looking for to be able to be productive on the offensive side of the ball. He plays good defense. He's a good user on defense. But you had a good offensive line there, and you couldn't really get things going in the passing game. So now you're going over to Minnesota. You do have better receivers, but your offensive line is much worse than what you had in Tennessee, and you're going to be asking basically a lesser quarterback in my eyes to be more successful than you were with a better situation in Tennessee. Defense will perform well. I really think that they'll have a great year, have a lot of games where it'll frustrate division opponents and other people across the league, but I just don't think the passing game is going to be doing as much as is needed, and I don't know if the running game, even with the running backs that they have, when you have bad tackles, it's really hard to get to the edge. It's going to be hard for those guys to hold up for McKinnon and Murray to hit the edge, especially when you have no guys up front that they can just push their way into the backfield. That offensive line is really going to hold this team back, I feel, this year. So that's why I've been finishing it last.
My number 3 team, basically the reasons you give, but just to flip it up a little bit, mine is the Vikings. So the reason I have the Vikings, plain and simple, that defense, and I believe that defense is going to keep them in games. The reason I don't have them any higher, that offensive line. It's funny because you brought up the good offensive line in Tennessee. I feel like this offensive line might be a blessing in disguise. I know everybody goes about your type of senses that make, but look, he likes to scramble on the edges a very lot. So maybe he can learn to sit down in the middle of that pocket because he's not going to have nowhere to go. They're going to be on his backside every time. They're going to be on his ASS. So maybe he can learn to sit down in the pocket because there's many advantages to that. But away from that, that offensive line is just too bad. So I don't feel like that offense is going to be productive enough. But I feel like just because of that defense and that defensive line, and then that secondary to back up that defensive line, he's going to create a lot of turnovers and a lot of short fields. And I feel like that's how he's going to get his points.
All right. Well, I got the reverse. I have the Bears finishing third. The key thing for me, in my eyes this year, are Howard's yards good yards? You know the number that you're going to get, but are they good yards? Are they good in the sense that he's putting up yards because the team is in the game and he's being productive? Or are they down 10 or they're down by 2 touchdowns and he's getting yards because they're dropping back to play the pass? So that is the big question I have. If he can get, he's going to play yards. Solid defense, but those yards have to be meaningful in order for the team to be successful. It's the only issue I have. He's going to find a way to hit the deep ball.
So get 150.
Yeah, he's going to get 150. The play action is going to be super scary because you have to respect the run. It's 3rd and 7. He's one of the few people in the league that really on 3rd and 7, you really have to think, I'm bringing a blitz, but am I bringing it to get to quarterback, or am I bringing it to plug up this gap to try to force this guy where I want him to go if he's running the ball? And that comes with its own problems defensively. You can get caught trying to stop the run so much that you leave someone wide open on the back end, or you get so caught in the down in yardage that he can pop off a big run just because you really weren't expecting him to do it. But those yards have to be meaningful. The defense, I think, will be solid enough. The passing game is a work in progress. I think they'll do enough to get to 3rd, but I can't see them getting higher than that in the division.
My number 2, I have the Detroit Lions. I just feel like that defensively, they don't have it. Yes, they have Slay, but what else do they have? yes, they're gonna put up a lot of points, but you got to be able to stop somebody. I feel like this team will be some wild card team, but they just there's no defensive line or linebackers at all. Like you gotta have some talent there. As I speak before, I think that's one of the most important positions in the league is defensive line.
Yep.
But like I said, they're gonna score points. But the reason I feel like they're gonna come into is because Green Bay can score points too.
This is a tough one. I actually have the Packers finishing second. My problem with the Packers is the same problem that you have with the Lions, except I feel like it's everywhere. Like their defense is not good across the board. Um, they have some guys that can be solid, but I feel like when I think of a team, like you think of, the Bucks back, in Tampa 2. This is what their identity is on defense. You think of the Ravens, you think of now the Seahawks, you think of the Cardinals. This is their identity on the defensive side of the ball. What identity do the Packers have? They don't really rush the passer. They don't really stop the run. They don't create turnovers. Like I don't know what you guys are going to do on that side. I know what Aaron can do on the other side of the ball. Great quarterback. The problem is that this is Madden, and as great as Aaron Rodgers can be, Madden isn't going to make him stop throwing interceptions. And I know watching last year, I know he had a very good run with the Giants. He had his moments where he just got Brett Favre and just start throwing picks like it was Christmas. And Aaron Rodgers is not going to stop that. He's going to have to get his turnovers under control. The problem is, when you have a defense that's that bad, it forces you to press a lot more. And I'm not sure that this situation is really going to help. He's got the weapons, but I'm not sure that that situation really helps something that is more on, you look at more as a factor of the user than the players on the field. Yeah, it's so tough because the Lions don't have a great defense either, but I just feel they would play in their head-to-head games. It's going to be a close race. I feel that they will be able to create more turnovers than the Packers would. Because of that, that's why I'm going to have the Packers finishing second.
The reason I have the Packers finishing one is because it's kind of hard. Because, kind of like you said, it's actually the truth. Where both these teams' defenses aren't that good, and the Lions do have Slay in the other corner that makes a difference. But I feel like the Packers have the two safeties, so I feel like they're going to play a lot of safe zones, and like you said, they're going to give up points. They don't really have a pass rush. Clay Matthews past his prime. He still got it a little bit, but you're right. He's past his prime. But the thing about the Packers that's different about the Lions is even though the Lions will be a little better against pass, the Packers will be a little good better against run because I like with Mike Daniels in the middle. He's not the strongest guy, but he always has a knack for plugging holes. I feel like Clay is still decent at plugging a hole, and Nick Perry's pretty good at plugging a hole. So they're not a good pass team. They can't rush the passer really, and the corners can't stop a cold. But they're a decent run team. Their safeties come down, do a good job of helping out against the run. Now to slide to this offensive side, I just feel like they can score more points than the Lions because they're more of a pass rushing pass protect team where their offensive line is good at pass protect. We have to see though about those two guards. That could be a difference, but all the weapons they have outside, they have a really good red zone offense. It's just the one thing is about Ty Montgomery, which he can be a mixed match because he's a receiver playing running back, and he's very explosive. No linebackers can't really guard him. It's just the problem is we have to see about the run game because his carrying is a 79, and as we say, he's a receiver playing running back, but he's rated high as an 83, so that's still. And then we'll see how he plays in the red zone. I don't know what type of red zone they're going to play. It seems like they're going to be more of a throw. That's to be determined. But the reason I have Packers one is because they just have better weapons than the Lions, honestly.
You named one of my reasons why I have the Lions finishing first. The run game. When you get in the red zone, I know we talked about this before, you got to be able to get points. More importantly, it's not so you have to have the points, but you really, when you get in the red zone, it's the green zone. The hell with 3 points. You need 7. You need to be able to get touchdowns and cash in when you get there.
Yeah.
The Packers, it's hard, especially in Madden, it's hard to pass the ball in the red zone. I think we've seen it watching other people play. You just scratch your head like, why did he pass the ball? And you get in the habit of passing the ball when you get down there because it helps you get down there. But then when you have all the space limited, what do? At some point, you're going to have to be able to run the ball down there. I'm really concerned about the Packers' run game right now. I think it'll get fixed going forward. But if they get to the 10-yard line, I don't feel like I'm going to have to worry about the run. I can just drop 7 guys back, hell, maybe 8 guys back, and just try to zone everything off and force Rodgers to have to make a perfect pass. He can, but how many times can you get away with doing that over a 16-game season, not having that come back to bite you? Oh, I know the Lions have some issues with their offensive line, but I think that their run game will be better. The red zone will make a difference. And the other thing, Dylan's play style. Yes, we talked earlier, he tends to have his moments where he will just say, I don't really care, I'm going to throw that ball anyway. But he doesn't throw a lot of, he'll throw interceptions, but his interceptions aren't the devastating ones. They're not the backbreaker ones of, it's a pick 6. It's just the ball's turned over. You still have to go down the field to get points. Whereas other players will throw the deep picks where you have, I wouldn't say deep picks, like the intermediate ones where you have space to kind of make something happen, or that pick 6 interception. He doesn't get burned by a lot of those. So I think if we're going to look at them both turning the ball over for making bad mistakes, I don't think his mistakes will be worse. But I really think not having Ghost in a division is going to help his game, because I can imagine it would be frustrating having someone in your division that you struggle with and have not had a lot of success, or you've had close games, but you just haven't been able to pull them out. Having that weight off your shoulder, I feel like it should make you play better. And I just feel that will help his game this year.
But I will counter that by saying, even though they both are turnover prone, and like you said, there's times where J.C. Moore does turn it to Brett Favre and just gets picked happy. I will admit that, because once it rains, it pours. But Dylan and J.C. Moore both had the same problem. But Dylan's more known than J.C. Moore, but Dylan had Ghost to deal with, and Dylan never beat him, basically. And he always finished around 10-6. J.C. Moore, who was the Giants last year, had me to deal with, never beating me, but he always floated around 10-6. Like, I believe he made it to the playoffs 2 times. So they are each other competition, and they both had somebody they couldn't get over, where now they'll be fighting with each other. So I think it's going to come down to, honestly, I think it's going to come down to the last week, and I would love, I haven't checked the schedule, but I hope they play late in the season, because I'm telling you right now, whoever wins their head-to-head is going to win that division. If a team comes out 2-0, they're going to win that division. I think they're going to be huge, because I think they're both around the same caliber player, and I think and they both had a bigger opponent they had to go up against who they couldn't get over. So it's going to be interesting to see both of them free from those 2 players.
It's a really good point. I forgot about that for him. And guess what? Guess who plays Week 17?
Oh, don't tell me they're matched up. I think that's gonna decide.
At Detroit.
That's going to decide who goes to the playoffs.
That'd be pretty awesome to see. Yeah, you can't ask for a better schedule than that. Good job, Roger. One of the few things you've done right. You're probably not even responsible for it anyway. But I'm just gonna give you credit because you've had a rough couple of years.
I'm not. No, don't give Roger credit. Do you know that he's the highest paid player in the NFL?
I know. I'm not a big fan of Roger right now. I don't think anyone is. I think the only ones that are the owners.
I kind of lost my respect for him when he knew what Ray Rice did, and he seen the video, even though he said he didn't see the video. But he had the video to watch because they sent it to him. It's a factual thing. They said they sent it to him and they confirmed that they received it. So if he didn't want to watch it, he didn't watch it, but it was available for him. Ray Rice came to him, told him what happened. They gave him a 2-game slap on the butt. It leaked, and he has never played in the NFL again, even though Roger Goodell knew. I get it, media and all that, but my problem with it is, if you're gonna do it because you want to do it, and not because the media influence. That bothers me because he knew, and he had the tape accessible to him. So I could guarantee. I'm not gonna say guarantee you, but it doesn't even matter if he's seen it because one, he could have seen it if he wanted to. He chose not to because he didn't care. They lied about it, so they never got it. Which they basically proved that to be a lie.
Yeah.
And then I forgot. And the other thing is that the Patriots thing where
Spygate.
It was Spygate.
You burned the tapes?
They burned the tapes.
Oh my god, I can't get over that. It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that bugs me about the Patriots. It's like
it was never seen before in the history of any discipline, because whatever the Patriots did was that bad, where it was in house and they burnt so nobody can ever see it. Burnt the tapes.
You did not want that leaked out. So that always going to make you curious. Like, what was on those tapes?
It must have been really bad because, like you said, it was the darling Patriots. That was the stupidest thing I've ever. The other NFL teams was like, "What are you talking about?"
Exactly.
We want to see the tapes, and we burned it. What? You can just do that?
This is why I have. Okay, it's apples and oranges, but the whole thing about the balls and Tom Brady, I know it's just petty, but this is part of the reason why I was like, I don't even care. Suspend him 4 games. Like, is it stupid he's suspended for 4 games? Yeah, but I'm like, whatever. This is at least a little bit of retribution for stuff in the past with the Patriots that they've been caught doing things that they're like that teenager that they know what they can get away with, and they'll step over the line, and you just slap them on the wrist and just keep going. But then it's almost like with this Brady, this is like you did something small, as in deflate balls, and all of a sudden you just get pissed, and it's like, you know what, you're grounded. Like, wait, what? I'm grounded for this?
but here's the problem. Here's the problem with that, because even though it was petty, because honestly, that makes me absolutely no difference, because we all know the Patriots would have won with or without it. Why they did it? Because they can. That's why the Patriots do things, because they can. Like you, I agree with. They're that teenager that does it just because they can. The only problem with that is, I'm talking about not even that, but the suspension is, one, we know why they did it, because he's just tired of them. But
yeah.
The only thing I have to say about that is, one, the Patriots not won the Super Bowl. I don't even care about them winning the Super Bowl. The Patriots won that fight because Tom Brady lied. The Patriots lied.
Yep.
Tom Brady his phone.
The phone.
So they can't see it because it had all that crap in it.
I can't get over that. I cannot get over the phone.
The company that, whatever company he has, would not give them the text messages. So, one, they had them chasing their tail looking dumb. They made the NFL look dumb. Yes, they suspended Tom Brady, but they really didn't have evidence. They had a little bit. They had the voice text and everything, but they had the NFL chasing their tail. They suspended Tom out of anger, and guess what? They ended up looking stupid because Roger Goodell had to hand Tom Brady the Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, yes, they were grounded, but that kid still snuck out at night to go bang that hot chick. So it didn't even matter.
I'm trying to remember.
Because who won at the end?
Did you? Oh, man, what is that movie with Martin Lawrence? The Vacation one.
Martin Lawrence.
damn it,
Give me the script.
me and my roommate just watching. He went, like, he got his own, like, he grew up in the country with his family, had like a big country family, and he ended up going to the city, made it big, had his own show, had a hot fiance, had a son, and they were having a family reunion, and he ended up going back to, like, he wasn't going to go at first, but he felt bad because his son didn't really know anyone. The family didn't really know his past either, so he decided to go. And long story short, a lot of funny stuff happened, but he ended up leaving his fiance and getting together with his first real love. And shit like that doesn't really happen in real life all the time, so whatever on that. But the reason I brought it up is he had this cousin, or it wasn't a cousin, it was his quote unquote brother. Basically, I don't remember what happened, but he was like kind of adopted into the family, and it's like he basically became, it's like he became an outcast in his own family because he got all the attention, he got away with everything. Every time he did something wrong, he got punished. But when this other guy, it was played by Cedric Entertainment, anytime Cedric did something, it's just a slap on the wrist or just don't let it happen again every time. And I feel like that's what it is with the Patriots. Bountygate with the Saints. Oof, that was harsh. Oh, what? You're gonna take a draft pick from the Patriots? They don't even fucking use them anyway. They trade them 2-3 years until they get something good out of it anyway. Like, it's not bothering them. At the end of the day, Brady got to play in the playoffs. I rather would have saw him get suspended in the playoffs.
And not only that, like I said, they made the NFL look stupid, and after they won the Super Bowl, the freaking owner, who was the biggest supporter of Roger Goodell, still saying we ain't do nothing.
Lies, just straight up lies.
And the funniest thing about the end, this is what I mean about they had the NFL chasing their tail. They won the Super Bowl, and the owner still says he wants an apology from Roger Goodell. So at the end of the day, Goodell's like, you didn't do anything. Like you said, he gets his way. Whatever the Patriots want, they get. I know Roger. That's why, as much as Roger Goodell protected them, I know he's confused about the guy who was one of his best friends, or even now I'm gonna say best friends, but a close friend of his saying, "You apologize to us."
And since Chip is talking shit to me, I need to come up with the name of this movie. He's like, that's long-winded as fuck, and we still don't know the name of the movie. Like, I still don't.
Is it? Are you talking about a thin line between love and hate?
No. I don't know the name of the movie. What the hell? Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. There we go. Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, 2008. Just look up the plot. You don't have to look and watch the movie.
I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I felt kind of bad. Like, there's some similarities between me and Roscoe in that movie, so I'm like, it kind of sticks with me. But, yeah. Play by a different set of rules. That's kind of why, like, I hate it, but I know you can't, technically, because I make the argument in baseball. You can't factor in other stuff. Like, I see the numbers. Whatever you say about Barry Bonds, he's a Hall of Famer to me. Whatever you say about Roger Clemens, he's a Hall of Famer to me. There's some other guys on that list, but those two for sure. There's other guys I can be like, okay, I can see that. But with football, like with Tom Brady, I'm not going to lie, I kind of hold some of the Patriot stuff against him, though I know not all of it is his fault. That's why it's hard for me to say he's the GOAT, because in the back of my head, I'm just looking at him like, you're the GOAT. What else would help you become the GOAT? Shit.
Oh, God.
I'm just going to be flat out honest about that. Flat out honest. That's part of the reason, you can say whatever you want when you hear this. This is part of the reason why I will never say that Tom Brady is a GOAT. Because, hell, Peyton's stuff is clean. Joe's stuff is clean. I can't say that about Tom. I wonder about other stuff he might have done. Shit.
Well, you want to talk about Peyton? Peyton had his wife taking a bullet.
Well, shit, that shit didn't help Peyton because he could still barely throw the damn ball anyway. That game against the Chiefs, I'm like, damn, can you at least get the ball past 10 yards? Dude, come on. Bring on Tebow. Bring him back.
But no, back to Tom Brady. Yeah, no argument here because if you wanna keep it 100%, yeah, we can't even say all the things that the Patriots did and got away with. That I will agree with you on because I know for sure there's things that they've done they got away with.
And then the worst part is how the whole thing started. The fucking tuck rule.
Oh man, don't even. And the tuck rule probably that was a fumble, but yeah, that started it. Patriots. That was a fumble.
Oh man, Truth is like that. Oh, Truth has me cracking up. Oh, it's like. It's like, so did you watch it? Did you watch the whole movie? Was it even in theater? Who did you watch it with? Where did you watch it?
Was it even in theater?
I don't even know if it was in theater. I will say this though, my dad is a big Martin Lawrence fan. I love Martin growing up. That show's always on. I'm pretty sure we talked about this, Peanut. I don't care what. That show is on some channel. Almost, I feel like any time of the day, you just gotta find it.
Yeah.
I have loved that show so much. So whenever he's in a movie, if I see it on TV, I always stop the channel. But my dad, he really, really likes that movie. So whenever he'd be watching, whether it be on HBO, Showtime, whatever movie channel it's on, if I'd go upstairs and I see that he's watching it, then it's like, oh, Martin is on TV, so I'll just stop and stop and talk to my dad and watch the movie. So that's how I first saw it.
The truth said I watched it with my dad. Oh god, that is one of his lesser known movies, if even known.
Yeah, my thing about movies is I don't see a lot of movies. But the ones that I do see in theater, it has to be something big, Spider-Man. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man and Cap, those are my two favorite superheroes. That movie could suck massive ass. It could get a Metacritic score 1 out of 100. I'm going because it's those guys. But other movies, I need to know the plot because I like movies that make you think. I need themes. I need stuff that I can relate to or things that make me think after the movie's over. So I don't see a lot of the big name movies. I see a lot of smaller stuff because I tend to I like after watching a movie sitting there for maybe 30 minutes damn, that really got me thinking about this and then stuff in my own life or this person's life. I like movies like that.
That's funny that you bring that up because me too. I'm kind of like that too. I'm not as sure if it's exactly the same, but I like mystery. I like problem solving. I like not knowing what's going to happen. I like surprise. My problem with movies is a lot of movies, especially when I go to movies, because this girl I used to we used to always go to movies. She hated going to movies with me because when we were in the movies, if I get annoyed with a movie, I would tell her what's going to happen because I know what's going to happen. I've never seen a movie, but I know what's going to happen because some movies are like that. You have a main character. Say it's a big time guy like Martin Lawrence, for example. He's in the movie. Guess what? He's never going to die. So I'll start bringing it up. I'll figure out who's the bad guy, and I'll be like, yeah, blah blah blah. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Yeah, he's going to get hurt just for the drama. And she would get so mad because I would say exactly what's going to happen. I would tell her how the bad guy's going to die and everything. I hate movies that I already know the answer. If you don't give me mystery, I'm done. I'll walk out of a movie 30 minutes in because I freaking already said the ending. I hate, and most movies are like that. Most movies, like I said, the hero is never going to die. The main character, if it's a big time star, he's never going to die. It bothers me. I love mystery. I love a movie where out of nowhere the main guy dies. That's what gets me out of my seat. Now I'm like, oh god, I don't know what's going on. The movies that trick me, I love. The movies that's just the typical BS, I hate them. Like I said, because I guess all movies, and people say I ruin them, but I never seen the movie, so how am I ruining it? I just tell you what I think is going to happen because of all
Because
the
you
other
know.
crap I've seen. Yeah, because you know.
You have to just
Like I
follow the
said,
same script.
yes, because the main guy, he always has to be the character. The good guy, he always has to get the girl. It's just the same stupidest stuff. I want a movie. I like movie, and they say I'm heartless for this because even though, but life is
Listen,
hard. So
life is
like,
hard. You don't always
even
win at the
oh
end.
yeah, at the end, I want that girl that he loves so much to leave for the dude. I don't know why. I like that type of stuff. Or I want the man. I want for one time, and I know this is not what people want to see, but I want one time, just one movie where the bad guy wins. I want to see the bad guy at the end shoot the star in the damn back of the head because the movie theater would go bananas. Like, wait a minute, what? What just happened? I want one time the bad guy has the feel good story. So like it that crazy at the end, he's smiling at the camera. I want him to pierce the audience with his he just staring at the damn camera, smiling like got his ass. Did y'all bet y'all didn't expect that? That's the type of stuff I'm into. Surprise me. I know that sounds crazy, but I want to be surprised. I'm tired of the same script. I'm tired of the hero killing the bad guy. It's not whatever, bro.
All right. Dylan said that you need to watch Fury.
Fairy,
I've never seen it, so I don't know. But then I've never seen a lot of movies. In truth, I'm gonna
Dylan,
be honest with you.
Dylan, link it to me. Send it to me on my DM. I will watch it. Whatever you said, just send it to me on DM. But go ahead, Sam.
All right. Truth. So I'm gonna have a confession to make. Now I'm not lying when I say I don't watch a lot of movies. So Truth said I'm a damn lie. You just spent 30 minutes on a Martin Lawrence movie not named Bad Boys. Um, I have not seen Bad Boys.
Huh?
I believe there are two, right? I have not seen either
Wait a
one.
minute. Wait. See, now you're just confusing now. All
I
right.
don't seek out
So
movies. I don't
the
seek
first
out
thing.
movies.
Wait. No. Pause. The first thing you said is, "I love Martin Lawrence.
I
I see
do.
all his movies." Okay.
I didn't say I see all his movies.
Um.
I saw I watch his show a lot.
I seen the Roscoe movie. I mean, not. I didn't seen it, but I heard of it and I seen a little bit of it. And it was whack. Well, I mean, I had to turn it off. Bad Boys is a hit. It's like literally one of the best movies ever, and you never seen it?
I have not.
What? Wait a minute. So
I'm
it's
not a
never been on.
Well, part of
But
it is because
you
I'm not a huge Will Smith fan, so it kind of brings it down. Like, because by
no, you
default,
gotta watch it.
I have to watch Will at the same
Will
time.
too.
It's like,
Will had a lot of bad movies. I get that to you. He's a little overrated, but he has good ones too. But he's a little. I will get that to you. He is overrated. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but he's overrated. But his good ones are really good.
okay.
You have to see Bad Boys. Like whenever you get time. Matter of fact, whenever you hanging out, you with anybody with a girl, just put that on. Whenever you have time, put that. That's really both of them are great. Both you can't go wrong with either one. I personally like the first one better. So you gotta watch it, man. Just like if you like Martin Lawrence do his thing in that.
All right. Well, then I'll have to add that to my to-do list.
That's something that's you won't be mad about that hour and a half. You won't want that back. I'm telling you, you would enjoy that. I'm surprised. How what you?
Truth, you're
You just
funny.
said, bro.
Truth is
What do you
funny.
What do you say?
Okay. Wow. You said, okay, now ask Nut how long is his longest relationship. I just know he's lowly as shit.
What?
Damn truth.
Where did that come from?
Like,
My longest relationship, 5 years.
damn.
That's my
I don't really know what to say about that. That's a serious investment right there.
That's why I'm trying to. That was yeah. 5 years and we still talk. So yeah.
Okay, I'll just leave that one alone because I don't want. I'm not gonna pry into that. All right. I don't really have anything. Oh wait, hold on a second, JB. Why you gotta say stuff like that? Take this man's card. Nut. Wow.
What?
No, Truth said take this man's card. JB is excited about his team. He said he saw on another guy's stream the Browns rostered the whole offensive line except the right tackle has quicker superstar development, and Myles Garrett has superstar trade with all the D-line move traits already unlocked.
Yeah, I seen that.
Well, I tell you what, JB, you better hope that the offensive line matters, because if not, I already know for sure you're losing 2 games in that division. Not going to name any names, and then you have to deal with the Steelers and the Bengals. So we'll see.
Who is this for sure? 2 losses.
Oh, I think we know. Process of elimination, my dear friend. Because if that offensive line AI is not as good as we hope it is, oh, now Truth is mad at me now.
Yeah, something else in the chat. RJ keep posting chats of the head coach in the middle.
I saw that. I was cracking up. Man, let me be playing the Patriots, or hell, let me play someone like let me play the Bengals. Man, if we had coaches, I would sacrifice a touchdown to lay Pat's ass out on the field. Come all the way across the field with the linebacker Quan Alexander and lay his ass out. Have your touchdown to John Ross. You're dead. You need to create a new owner now, or a new coach. Truth, you don't understand. I'm not a. This is my philosophy of movies. One, okay, I was gonna put all my stuff out there, so I'll just have to deal with it. I have a really short attention span for movies. If it's longer than 2 hours, I can't watch it. So movie theater, I'm extremely picky about what movies I go see, because if it's over 2 hours, I need to know more detail of what I'm seeing. Because even me, being a big superhero fan, I can't do it. Spider-Man was over 2 hours long. I left the movie theater at a little, like, not out, but I had to go just, like, leave the movie for a little bit because I just can't sit still for 2 hours watching a movie. Watching at home is definitely easier, but then if I'm at home, I'm like, well, if my TV's on, it's usually because the PlayStation is on, wrestling's on, or sports are on. If I'm starting to look at the PS4 and the controller's in my hand, I'm like, well, why am I watching a movie when I could play a game?
I go to sleep on that. So if I go to the movie theater, like I said, I guess it. I figure them out, then I go to sleep.
Let me look. I think there's only. Let me look and see, because this is probably gonna be longer than 2 hours, and I know I'll probably get shit for this. The last movie that I know that I was in fully engaged in from beginning to end. How long was this movie? It doesn't say. Man, don't make me look this up online. Nope, 2 hours and 28 minutes. Inception. That's the last movie that I can remember seeing at the movie theater that I was wide awake and alert and paying attention to for the entire time. I'm really picky about my movies, so I'm sorry.
Was it good? I didn't even see that.
It's like one of those thinking movies. I liked it, but it's because I was paying attention and I understood more what's going on. Like when my friends are like trying to ask, like talking about the movie, I'll just ignore them. Like, I'm trying to understand what's going on. Like, shut up. We can talk about it after it's over. I'm trying to pay attention. I'm paying attention for me and for you. I remember when I went to state, one of my first dates, like, it wasn't like a date, but it was a like, we're just chilling in the room. Like, my roommate's gone. Like, cool. It's like, cool. Like, I'll just calm down and, like, we can just hang out and watch movies. And we watched Inception. And I'm telling you, even on a hangout, quote unquote, date, whatever you want to call it, I'm like, I'm trying to watch the movie again because I need a refresher because I already saw it. We're trying to talk about it, but you're not paying attention to the movie. Like, just pay attention to the movie. And yeah, Truth is right. I have adult ADHD. I can't focus on movies. This is why I like sports, because there's commercials, especially football. Like, oh, thank God, turnover on downs, cool. Or, they punt the ball, good. I can get up and go, like, just move around and do something, come back. Honestly, when Tampa Bay plays, I don't really pay as much attention to the other games unless it's relevant to the Bucks. I'm trying to go do something else until it's time for the game to come back on. I'm sad. I'm a really sad sports fan.
A movie that I've seen that I was less interested that you said was I don't know why, but I have a thing for all the songs. I love them. Nobody but me is the only person I know who's seen all of them. Because there's been like 8 of them. Nobody knows this, but yeah, there's 8 of them, and I watched them all. I love them all, but like one of them.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
People be like, yeah, I didn't even know there were more than 2. I was like, yeah, there's like 8. But and the same token, I'm the same way with Fast and Furious. You know how I honestly thought it was only 2? I found this out last week that they had more than one Fast and Furious. When they were talking about that white guy who died, which I have no idea what his name is, I thought he just played in that second one and he died. I didn't realize that they had more than 2, and they had like 1 million of them.
Yeah, I like Paul Walker's movies. There's some other ones that I like.
The guy who passed away?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know I didn't know why you paused, like if I was supposed to name some, but like, I like some of the other, I like some of his other work. He's a pretty cool dude.
Oh, you talking about, okay. No, but yeah, I didn't even get Fast and Furious. How can you make that many movies about race?
Don't even get me started on that shit. Like, man, they're still making them. Like, stop.
And
they'd be like, oh, dude, we gotta go see the next one. Like, for what? It should have been over 4 movies ago.
And once again, the reason why I can't see it is when you can guess the movie.
Exactly.
The first movie I seen, I knew exactly what was going to happen. And like I said, it bugged people's minds that I would keep saying what's going to happen. I think I'm the worst person to watch a movie with, because I'm telling you, like you said, how you pay attention. I pay attention if I'm interested and you keeping me on the edge of my seat. If I'm not, then I don't. I told the person I'm next to, I'll be like, yeah, that guy's about to get shot. Bow, he gets shot. They get mad at me. I'm like, yo, you really couldn't see that? Like, what are you talking about, bro? And then the thing is, they be like, oh, he's about to die, and I get mad, and I'm like, yo, you know he's a star, right? He's not about to die. What are you talking about? He's take a shot and he's gonna pop back up. So the star be playing dead and he pops back up. Like, and I'm like, you really couldn't see that, and they get mad at me. So no, people don't like watching movies with me. But don't bring that predictable shit to me. Fast and Furious, predictable. Don't bring it to me. The star is gonna win the race. We all know this.
All right, Truth. Now you're going too far. I said, just because I like an actor doesn't mean I'm watching shit. So we got to draw a line here.
Truth said I'm lonely because I'm a bad date.
No, because Truth said, be honest, you watch Big Mama's House, huh? I'm like, no, look, we have to draw some lines here. Because, like, with Eddie Murphy, like, some of the shit he did later on, like, dude, come on. You had those awesome movies, and then
Sadly,
you come up with this.
I watched Big Mama when I was younger, and I thought it was good. It's funny. I rewatched it. Yeah, it sucks. It's terrible.
The only thing I remember from that movie is the song that Destiny's Child did. That's the only thing I remember from that movie. But yeah. I think probably my favorite movie series is 007. All those movies are over 2 hours. I can never see it in theater because I can't sit there for 2 hours and watch that damn movie. It's like 2.5 hour long movie. It's like, screw that. I'll wait for that shit to come out on Blu-ray. Watch an hour, take a break, watch the rest that night. Yep. I'm good with that. That's why I'm good. That's why I don't go to movies a lot. I mean, I went and saw Spider-Man because I'm a big Spidey fan, and I saw Cars 3. That's it. Other than that, like, I'm not really trying to go see. I saw Get Out, but that wasn't smart.
Was Spider-Man, because I only seen the first. I keep watching it, but I only keep seeing the first 15 minutes. Was Spider-Man really good?
I liked
really
it.
good.
Yeah, I liked it. It's the best Spider-Man movie. Okay, that's not probably answering your question. It's definitely the best Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man, it's pretty good.
I gotta cut this cast. She was making me feel bad now.
What?
No, he's like, take my card. Like, I'm a wrestler anyway. I think that alone earns me a man card. Don't post that pic. The fact that I'm willingly throwing my body around for, like, I train a lot, and when I get eventually to the WWE, those really long, stressful, sore work weeks, I'll be alright.
After those long, stressful weeks, you go see Cars.
Hey, I was probably I'm not gonna lie, I was probably the only one over the age of 25 in that movie theater without kids. And guess what? I did not give a damn. I enjoyed that fucking movie. And on that note, we're calling it quits. So, Peanut, your division is the last one left. When do you want to do it?
Oh man, I think I already got who I got winning that division, so that should be fun.
I'm not changing my mind. I'm leaving it as what it is. I don't really like it, but no matter what I do, I'm not gonna like it anyway, so I'm gonna have to do what I do. Yeah, I guess it's up to you. Like, I can't do tomorrow, but any other day leading up until release, I'm cool. And I'm not going to LA tomorrow.
That's the division I'm looking forward to. That's a tricky division. That's a hard division.
Oh yeah.
3 of the teams been in the Super Bowl. Cowboys are loaded. The team that hasn't been in the Super Bowl. That's a tricky division. Tricky teams. 3 good, all of them good teams too. So, but yeah, you said I know you can't do it Thursday, so we'll figure it out. I mean, either Friday weekend, one of those.
But, in truth, you go tell that to Brock Lesnar or John Cena, or hell, Roman Reigns. Tell that to them.
Wrestling is fake.
No. Talking about wrestling.
Yo, truth. Before we leave, did you catch the last pod? Because we were talking about wrestling on the last one.
I don't think he's a big wrestling fan. I remember when I told him that I wrestled in the baseball chat. He started going in on me.
We were talking about baseball in the last chat. The last 5.
Oh yeah, 'cause that's where we started talking about our top 5. Which, by the way, update, Ric Flair's in critical condition. His fiance is, she issued a statement earlier today.
Woo! Woo! Well,
won't be in too many of those coming soon.
If you didn't catch the last pod, watch at least listen to the first 30 minutes. You'll be entertained. We were talking about wrestling for like the first 30 minutes.
No, he said he caught the end of it.
Oh, watch go back when you get time. Go back and listen to the first 30 minutes of it, at least. First 20 minutes, at least.
Man, I could talk wrestling all day. That's my shit.
You'll be entertained by that.
Sammy the spanker. I do my spanking only in the bedroom. Sorry, Twitch. You can't ban me for that. I didn't give specifics. Like I said, those hooks are in the ceiling for a reason. They do find good use. And
you have hooks in the ceiling?
And I'm cutting the cat.